because of your character proficiency +4 thing with the sister swords.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to go ahead and read the lore behind the Belt of Calfei. That was what today was supposed to start with. If you didn't hear me then, I want to start off and give you a little bit of flavor for each of your campaign items.
Cool.
Cool. Okay. Cool stuff.
Okay. So the Belt of Calfei. The belt features raised glyphs along its sides and the border of the eye when it opens. The writing appears abyssal, though even those who are proficient can only make out bits and pieces without tireless study. Whenever the wearer uses magic, the eye opens and stays open for 8 hours, occasionally glancing around. The belt adjusts to the wearer's size and can even move up or down slightly to accommodate dressing and undressing without ever being removed. It is crafted of supple and oddly smooth leather from a beast you cannot identify. Calfei the Ultraloth, as opposed to other Ultraloths, is black-skinned and constantly in a state of regenerative decay. Pieces of flesh fall from his body and crumple to dust in the air. Where they fall off, there is already a fresh epidermal covering to replace it. When he appears to beings of lesser power than himself, he veils his body in smoke and has his hands drip with ichor, black as tar. He answered the dwarf Falgrim's cries for help and offered him the belt. As soon as Falgrim put it on, he was bound to the Archfiend's pact, endowed with great power, but never again free. The belt itself feels almost of eel skin, though putting bear skin to it leaves the one in contact with a feeling of unshakable dread until they let go.
Da-da-da.
So that is the belt. We'll now move on to the sister swords.
Holy crap.
The sister swords are perfect opposites of one another. Flint, how do you pronounce your swords?
Endunicel and Runicel.
Endunicel and Runicel.
East Thorn, West Thorn in Elvish.
Alright, I'm going to try my best not to butcher their names.
That's fine.
Endunicel the longsword is fierce and flat with curling grips that wrap around the base of the blade. Runicel is in truth a rapier, though it is enchanted to appear as Enducel's copy. Both blades have runes that run up and down the side of them that are incomplete and senseless until the blades are placed side by side to one another. When done so, the writing transforms into the primary language of the wielder and depicts the builder's contract. When the blades are not held, they retract into their handles that are seemingly too small to fit such a length. Their weight is always constant, extended or not. The mystery of the builder is one that has been unsolvable to date, with no leads and gaps in memory larger than the average human's lifespan. Kurtanis is an extension of these wondrous items. The summoner, during the initial ritual, must put a drop of their blood onto the onyx card which holds her. When they do so, the cards burst into flames that gradually assume the shape of Enducel and Runicel, and from their hilts extend the form of Kurtanis, fully clad and equipped to serve her newest master. The card itself is lost to the flames, though does reappear somewhere in the world of Arklan in a seemingly random and unknown location, when either Kurtanis or her master are claimed by Mirkul's embrace. Those who seek out the card and perform the ritual claim Kurtanis as their loyal protector until death do they part.
Da-da.
Mirkul is the god of death in Forgotten Realms. So, up next is the Dragonbone Wand. The Dragonbone Wand is from Gormund the Wyvern King. Gormund the Wyvern King was a dragonborn with unparalleled power to command and control all assortments of wyverns. Gifted and intelligent, he was perfect to seize a seat of power, finally becoming monarch of all dragonkind in the era that is now Jorkin. He was also unimaginably cruel to his people, commanding his armies to commit great atrocities in his name, simply to accrue greater power and expand his reign. It was nigh on centuries that the population dealt with this oppression until three individuals, now known in lore as the Thaumaturge Trio, came together to finally fell the king. A battle ensued the likes of which none alive had ever witnessed. The four battled for endless days, favor swinging wildly between the sides. With the help of his wyvern, Gorman seemed to be able to thwart his treasonous uprising until Belcax Fenkin I felled Gorman's most beloved wyvern companion. The king flew into a mad rage and in his anger lost regard for his personal safety. The trio seized the opportunity and ended the Wyvern King's life. They put his body to use, making a wand from his digits, a cloak from his scales, and a crown from his skull. Each item was imbued with unknown power. There are rumors that are told to children at night describing the item's true potentials, though it's all believed to be speculation and fiction. The three split up the kingdom into three, one section for each of their dominant clans. The Fenkin Cabradans, the Celatol Dolce, and the Elise Kel Lunarchs. Each individual took one of the items and peacefully rolled over their own territory until their death. The position passed down from father to son through the generations, knowing peace through all the centuries since. And we now have the longsword of the altar steps. Icus found on the altar steps with a massive, crude bastard sword stuck inside his gut. He nearly bled out during the night. As the morning rose, he was taken inside the temple of Nusemni, and healed back to regular health. The night before he was set to leave, he was greeted by Camrys, Archangel of Nusemni, in a dream space. During the dream, he was told to go to every corner of the world, spreading the word. Camrys then took the bastard sword in her hands and transformed it with an explosion of light into a beautiful longsword, with snakes intertwining as the handle and guard, with her own personal symbol on the hilt. She decreed that Icus take this blade and spread the message of second chances, as he and this weapon were now getting. He awoke filled with purpose and slight confusion, but when he set his sights upon the sword, it had indeed transformed like in his dream. Filled with the light of the goddess, Icus and all other followers feel a distinct connection to her when they come into contact with the blade, who was almost kept as a sacred relic, but the temple's high priest declared that it could not rest here, dormant, when it had been blessed with such a noble and distinct purpose. And finally, Nautham's Spellbook. Nautham's Spellbook had long been collecting dust in the library of Shim, that is, until Venric chanced upon it. A large leather-bound tome, it pictured a rather exaggerated owl perched atop a branch. As he opened it, there was a magnificent tale of Nautham's life, his birthplace, experiences at the College of Arcane Research, his journey to the northern tip of the world, and his expeditions on the far-off isles. The story ended with his final days, tutoring his only two apprentices in his final home. As the story ended and the book closed, the backside showed a staff, glowing in raised leather like the owl on the front cover. When Venric opened this side of the book, it was completely blank with the exception of one page that simply read, "For Arcane Study." Always a lover of knowledge and books, he had heard the tales of Nautham's master library lost to time during the course of his extended life, but to stumble upon Nautham's own spellbook was unbelievable. The secrets of the book itself hadn't been uncovered, and there was much to learn, but if this small part of the story about Nautham was true, perhaps the library was too.
Yay, books.
Awesome.
And those
Awesome.
are your campaign items.
Yay!
Awesome.
So, when we last left off, you guys were trolling around the city, having a great time, and going bar to bar on your crawl. Then, competing in the arena, you struck down the hope of the town, a young lad who liked to dual-wield swords. Eventually, taking the fall and ending up victorious and gaining a meeting with the king. During the meeting, he confided in you that his son had gone missing, in a nearby town the next kingdom over, and that he wanted you to go investigate and bring the prince back. He gave you a slip to buy whatever you needed, and you met a very ornery general salesman. After that, you left off, and we pick up right as you leave the gates. It's going to take about 6 days to get from Shim to Ishigan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just like 15 minutes of each night so that you still get the feeling of travel.
Okay.
Okay.
So, on your journey, the first night you set up camp and you notice a half-elf is driving your cart. He's sandy-haired, slightly freckled. He's indeed the same fellow who was introduced to you as the king's ward.
The king's ward who couldn't come on the journey.
Yep.
Yes, that's a bit
That's
odd.
weird.
Was
I
he
am
there when the
suspicious
king
of
said he
that.
couldn't come with him? Or was that what?
He had already been dismissed.
So he's just driving a cart along behind us or something? Or
He's driving your cart.
oh, he's driving ours. I'll go ask him. I thought the king told us you couldn't come on this journey.
I wasn't supposed to, but it's of great personal importance to me that this be done right. I want to make sure you get there safely and that the prince gets home as well.
Why is that?
We have a strong bond, and to be blunt, I don't know if your lot is up to the task.
Katana's just give him a kind of look at that.
I'm gonna give him a dirty look at that as well.
He's a
I've been giving him
noble.
dirty looks this whole time.
He's a noble of the court and dismisses you with a slight upturn of his nose.
Where's that Bondio is coming from?
Thou hast no need for worry in this endeavor. We shall prevail.
Good, very good. Though I might still worry.
Don't bother.
Very well.
So after a couple minutes, the campfire gets going, and you all circle up. And he looks over, he goes, well, we're going to be together for almost an entire week. I might as well introduce myself. I am Gav Mevla. Who are you all?
My name is Ikas. Ikas Buchheim. Paladin of New Semni, the Dread Maiden.
Benric, librarian.
You look like one.
I'm
Not
called
ridiculous, that.
I'm called Cortanas. I am Lord Balcax's knight.
Lord Belcax. Who?
She'll gesture to the Dragonborn.
I see. And Fulgrim is away, so we assume he introduces himself as well. The night goes on with a little bit of small talk here and there. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Guess we're just kind of doing a bit of
You're
practicing
really,
and keeping
really
track.
quiet.
I'll take care of my sword and everything, assuming it needs taking care of.
Now.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you now.
So
I
I
was
will.
wondering why y'all weren't.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I will prestidigitate all the food into tasting better and cast alarm for the night.
That sounds fabulous.
Right?
Cortanas will offer first watch too.
Fulgrim's used to being on the road, so he's noticeably more comfortable than he was in the city. But he's also keeping an eye out on things and alert as much as he ever.
Okay. And Gav turns you all as you set up for the night. Yes. I guess I'll see you in the morning. And then he goes and lays down on top of the cart.
That you shall.
As we fast forward through day 2 into camp on night 2. Gav is back, rubs his back a little bit. It was a long, hard day of travel, and he seems a little sore.
You hurting a little bit there, Boyle?
Wooden seat. Not so comfortable, but I'll be fine.
Good man. I'll slap him on the shoulder.
He gives you a mischievous grin. Sort of that of kindredship, but with a little bit of edge to it.
What are you grinning at me for, boy?
I like the cut of your jib. Is that the saying that you humans use? Oh, sorry, you're a
Not a
dwarf.
human, boy.
Yeah. Is that the saying that you dwarves use?
It's the saying the humans use. Dwarves have never been much for sailing, though.
I get so confused. Then again, I don't pay much attention to dwarves anyway.
Yes, well, I've never been one for elves myself. I'm gonna go set up camp now, instead of continuing to insult him.
Well, that's nice of you.
Yeah, Cortanis will help set up camp and basically try to make everything as organized and neat as possible.
I'm guessing that Cortanis would have like a strong military bearing about her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least a knight nobility types military.
Well, she's an officer, as opposed to Fulgrim, who was a militia guy.
More guard.
As are
King's
all
Guard type
mountain
thing.
dwarves. Yeah,
I'd like
as
to
are
go
all
up
mountain dwarves.
and say,
Say again?
So, is it still that quiet or something?
Yeah, it was really quiet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it was
very
choir.
welcome, man.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to go up to him and say, so, what are you bringing to the table, my friend?
Jake's gone, I think, so.
Yeah, he just did. Okay.
Oh,
Sorry, had to let the dog out. So, repeat what you just said to Gav.
I was asking him what he brought to the table since he was being so dismissive of us yesterday.
I bring passion and the ability to drive the cart well.
Big deal. I'm a soldier. I can drive me a cart as well.
I'm sure you brought something else with you. Would you care to enlighten us?
Right as the questioning continues, you all hear a very bass-filled sound coming from the forest. It sounds sort of like a only very deep and with a roar of thunder behind it.
You sure it doesn't sound like a child screaming?
Sorry.
So I'm pretty sure that's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah, I'm sorry
any
about
chance
that.
Any of us recognize the noise? Because that sounds to me like you're trying to describe a very big cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Can I try and see what it is?
Yeah,
Oh,
anyone can make a nature check.
Nature check.
Oh, yeah, no,
Oh,
you're
got a
right.
10.
Ooh, I got an 8.
Beat my big 6.
I think I'm actually going to send my hawk out to fly around and see if it sees anything.
I think it's a big cat thing.
The puma.
Fulgrim, you know that this is the sound of an owl bear, and the hawk itself can see it slowly moving towards your camp.
Excellent. Owlbear. Get
Cortanus is
my,
immediately like
do
draws her
hand
blades
axes.
and gets
Grab
in front
the
of him.
swords.
Yeah.
We're still
Frederick
level
just
1,
stands up
right?
in size. It's headed this way.
Of course it is.
Yes, you're
We're
all
all
still
pushed
level
ahead.
1.
Alright.
She has Belgax
Love
to
that.
get back.
I don't think I can cast Hex yet. I don't have a target.
You can put it to sleep
Still
once it
poor
gets here.
ass level 1.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
And I would like you all to roll initiative.
Alright.
Damn it.
No, I refuse to roll initiative.
Solid.
I should make this macro.
Damn it. I need to fix my thing.
My initiative's gone.
I just cleared the list. I'll put you back on.
Right.
You
Oh,
and
there we are.
your 4.
Yeah. Solid roll. I mean, I can re-roll it if you want. That makes it easier.
I mean, you can do that and then you can fix it. Technically.
Feel free.
And you can change your own initiative.
Yeah.
Why? I'll choose the Hex question. Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna sit pretty at the back of the order.
Alright. Is everyone on? Believe so?
Yep.
No.
Oh,
We are missing
No.
I just need to do the hawk real quick.
we are missing one
As
dragon
soon
warrior.
as I can see the owlbear, I want to cast Hex on it.
Okay. Duly noted.
I'm just-
Okay, so the owlbear emerges from the trees. It sniffs you out. It's a large creature. Feathers on top that slowly fade into fur. It's the size of a very large bear, but the face of an owl. It's hideous, to say the least.
What an ugly bastard.
I assume these have been around for at least 500 years.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
We need Belcax.
Initiative, my lord.
I guess. Nope. Okay, can you hear
Oh,
me
wait.
now?
Oh, you did
Yeah.
roll initiative, but
Yeah.
it just didn't show
Okay.
up on the thing.
Yeah.
So roll it
must
again
have
and
been
then
right,
just
so
stick
I
your
got
original
all
in
We
there.
got an 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you stick your original in there?
You can edit your own.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So we start off with Venric. It's maybe 30 paces away from you and starting to slowly approach.
Um. Hmm. But it's just slowly approaching. It's not like
It's approaching
running at us or
you.
anything.
It's approaching your group cautiously. It hasn't charged in yet.
All right. Then I just want to ready a ray of frost if it does start to attack.
Okay. Belcax.
I would like to ready a spell for when we actually see what's coming at us.
You do. The
So you
owlbear.
can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. The owlbear is about 30 paces from you, just outside of the trees. You can clearly see what it is, and it's slowly approaching you and the camp in general. What spell would you like to ready? You faded again.
You must have like some automatic settings for your mic rather than like just a.
I don't, and I have the thing turned off. Test, can you hear me
You
now?
just faded out like mid sentence.
Okay, so you still can't hear me then?
Do you have,
I
like,
can hear you right
Apple-
now.
I mean, we can hear you now.
Do you have like Apple headphones where it's just like the thing hanging on the string that
No,
might go
it's-
away from your mouth?
This same setup I've always had. Yeah.
Indeed
Weird.
strange.
That was the first time I've ever had a problem, and what I keep seeing happening is the mic just keeps dropping down to nothing in Skype, so I'll be looking into that while it's not my turn.
Okay.
So I think I have a...
I've seen the same issue before, if I can remember what it was.
Yeah, but...
So, Owlbear
Firebolt.
approaching. Firebolt? Go ahead. Unfortunately, a 9 will not hit the AC. Would you like to move at all?
no, I'm good right now.
Katanas?
Wait, so are we not... Okay, that wasn't a readied action, that was just a go for it. So... Our initial reaction would immediately to kind of get a decent distance, like, between Belcax in the group and the owlbear and wait for it. If it charges, basically have our swords ready to strike it.
Okay, so you're trying to position yourself between Belcax and the owlbear?
Yep. And I guess in this case, since he's all the way in the corner, kind of between the rest of the group too, but being frontline.
Okay. Okay, are you trying to approach it, or are you trying to keep a little bit of distance from it?
Keeping a little bit of distance, but kind of being prepared with their blades. Just kind of staring it
Okay,
down.
so as soon as it comes near you, you'll attack.
Yep.
All right. Fulgrim.
Well, Cortanus can hold the front, I guess. I'm looking around. Is there any like kind of food we could throw to it that would likely be enough to satiate it and make it go away without bothering the rest of us? Like, do we have a bag of meat or something we could sacrifice?
You know that you all have your rations, and that you did buy additional rations at the general store while you were in the
So
city.
those are all like dry rations.
Yeah.
So they're not likely to make good bait. At least not without like soaking them or something.
Yeah, are we actually supposed to see a token? Because all we see is the little square in the corner.
No. I just
Yeah.
put it up so you guys could use your initiative.
Okay.
Okay. All right, then in that case, I will come to stand in a position to support Cortanus, because she's better armored than I am. Should it get close enough, and draw my second hand axe. So it is cursed, and I am dual wielding.
Okay. Then we get to Gav. You see him slowly pull out 2 daggers and hold them just facing outwards, crouched low, standing behind the fire, eyeing up the owlbear. At which point, the owlbear charges towards the nearest potential victim, being Katanas. He'll attempt to attack you once with his beak and once with his claws.
And then...
How is a 20 versus AC and 8 versus AC, but that's a natural 1, so it won't hit.
20 does hit, but since I had the ready to action, would I have gone first? Or was it already ahead of us in the turn order?
I'm going to have them resolve simultaneously.
Okay. So yeah, the 20 hits. So I guess...
Okay, so you're going to take 8 piercing damage from its beak while you attack it as well.
Okay, so first blade, second blade.
Both hit for 8 damage. Venric, you had a spell readied should it attack.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a 7 to hit, so that's not going to do anything.
Nah. Okay. Feather is up.
So Feather is going to use the aid action, kind of swooping and distracting the owlbear. So the next person to attack it's going to have advantage.
Okay.
Oh, and didn't Bokak have a spell ready too before that?
He firebolted, not readied.
Okay.
Icus?
Icus is
Like
going
how's
to
having a ready to
the
action?
owlbear. Wherever it... What's right?
Fulgrim, did you have a readied action that I forgot about?
Not really.
Oh man, I think I broke Runacel's macro. Shoot.
Okay, Icus, I'm sorry.
I'm going to wander on up to the owlbear, wherever exactly he is, because I'm pretty sure I have enough movement for that, and attack.
Yeah, at this point he's maybe 20 feet away from you, so you definitely have enough movement, and feel free to attack.
Also, sorry, that was 10 piercing damage from Runacel because my macro is bonked, and that was just the 3 from the +3 of Dex.
Okay, I'll subtract 2 more. Man,
Snake eyes!
even with damage.
Oh my god.
And you had advantage on that too.
I
Jeez.
know!
So which of those do you want to use? You get to pick.
I'll take the first one.
Wow.
I'll swing heroically at this giant bear that's in everybody's face and
You-
completely miss.
You give a very strong zoning swing.
Ah, yes. I'm sure Gav's very impressed with me right now.
Oh, he's absolutely impressed with the entire party.
So if anyone is using my macros, I think the damage is bonked. So might need to just use the one in the character sheet for now.
I already do.
Venric, you are up.
It's already been hurt a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Can I hit it with sleep and just it? Like, not hitting any of the party?
Yeah. What's the range on
Sleep
sleep?
specifies enemies.
Does it? I thought it hit everybody.
I'm gonna double check.
I think it just hits everybody based on their health. Yeah, it's just creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose.
I mean, it's a range of
Yeah, but
90
you start
feet.
with it, so unless you knock somebody else out with it, if you
Right.
start the point within the thing, so
Right. So I'm going to go ahead and try to sleep it.
Okay.
For 15 HP worth. Wow, that's a terrible roll.
Unfortunately, it does not fall asleep.
Didn't think it would with that. Seriously. Alright, I'm done.
Alright. Belcax?
Let's do another firebolt.
Go for it.
Alrighty then.
Unfortunately, 9 will not hit. It strays just a little bit off, slightly above its shoulder. Katanas?
Alright. Does it look hurt at all, or is it just kind of like pretty strong?
It's only taken damage from 2 different people, I think. So it's doing fine.
Okay. So, oh man, this one's mighty. Yep, so let's try it again. Just kind of mighty swing.
You hit.
Yes, you did. Twice, in fact.
Like, now that thing's working. Good.
Okay. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
No, she'll stay on the front line on that.
Okay. Fulgrim?
Reckless.
I forgot to specify, but it has disadvantage on dex checks with hex.
Okay.
I will step up to it and make a hand axe attack with hex until I find the right button. There it is. So that is. Are you kidding me? I just want to make sure I rolled the correct number of dice. Yes, I did. Okay. It's an 11 to hit for the first one.
Will not hit.
Okay, and the offhand attack. Ah,
That does hit. Very, very close to a crit. But a solid 4 damage.
solid 4 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
No, but that would have been an awesome hit if it did crit. God damn it.
Yes, it would have. Okay. Gav, from behind the fire, charges forward and does a sort of jumping double strike with his daggers. He doesn't look incredibly well practiced, but he doesn't look incompetent either.
It's better than the rest of us.
Nice.
And we go on to the owlbear, who is slightly perturbed at all the different people that are now attacking him. He looks pretty rough at this point, but he's going to, instead of run away, wildly attempt to finish and retreat with a meal. So he will attack, I believe. Icus, did you hit him at all?
Nope.
Okay.
I rolled double one.
I just barely hit the general direction of it.
Oh, right. Snake
Yes,
Eyes.
I rolled 2 ones.
Sad.
Okay. So he's going to attack Gav because he was the last person to hit him. And he'll wreck his face
Oh,
Poor Gav.
Damn it.
twice in a row.
It's
damn
okay, it's
it.
just the NPC.
Hey.
Oh, damn.
For shit. So
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Gav falls into at the swipes of the owlbear. His swing's too cumbersome for the half elf to stay up.
So
It's now Feather's turn.
Same thing. The 8 action.
Okay. Now Icus.
Okay. Is Gav
Can't possibly
alive?
do worse.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I shouldn't let the NPC die. That would be bad.
Yeah.
So I
He
should-
look,
Yes, it would.
he looks super duper fucking rough.
Okay. I'm gonna go over there and wherever the balls he is, and use lay on hands to take him up to positive hit points at least. So I only have 5 hit points of lay on hands. Is that enough?
Yeah, you go
Any
to 0.
healing goes back to 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, so starting at 0 plus whatever you give him.
I'll give him 1. He'll survive.
Okay. He is conscious. He is not doing well, but he is conscious.
Good.
Firm, not deadness. Yay.
Alright.
Venric.
I'll go ahead and Ray of Frost, and this is advantage from Feather. For,
Ooh. Double damage.
Nice.
me. So 10 damage total.
Good job.
That slows him, doesn't it?
Yes,
Yes.
it does.
Huzzah.
Velcax.
one more firebolt for fun.
Yeah.
I see what you guys are doing there. You're doing the whole icy hot strategy. I like it.
But of course.
Okay. Kritanis? Owlbear's looking rough.
Yep. Just gonna try to go for it again. Come on, guys. No. Not the second one, but...
Your first attack will hit, though,
Mm-hmm.
for 6 damage. Fulgrim?
Alright, basically the same thing. So that is... It's an 11 on the first one. God damn, that was a good hit. Second one should be a hit for 8 damage.
How do you want to do it?
It's dead? Nice. Well, the first one, while a mighty hit, probably smacks right into his beak or something useless, but makes us turn his heads up a little bit, so I get the other one underneath and into its throat.
Nice.
Nice.
It falls down, almost getting your axe in your arm, but luckily you're able to take it out before the full weight comes down.
I'll probably just drop the axe. Fuck.
Gav, looking very rough, smiles a little bit, goes, anyone want fresh meat?
Absolutely.
Now watch quite drawl. And then she'll move to try to kind of help him up and steady.
Yeah, I'll drop the rest of my lay on hands on him, I guess, just to heal him up.
He looks at you appreciative, and I don't know, there's something else there, but you're not quite sure what. But he'll go back.
I roll insight to see what it is.
Yes, you may.
He's crushing on you.
He's crushing on you.
Oh, he's totally crushing on me.
Like, he was crushing on the prince. That's why he came out here.
That's my
Okay.
But
thought.
now he's starting to get some of the dwarven action.
There is definitely a fondness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Starting fan fiction now.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
so he'll start to field dress the owlbear, and then get some fresh meat for you guys.
Yay. Too bad we didn't bring salt. Oh well.
Yep. The rest of it is likely going to go to waste, but I mean, you have a good meal tonight, plus owlbear stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, are there any, like, spell components from that?
I have no idea.
I'll chill out waiting for that. I'm gonna bring myself up. Oh, good.
I just need Eye of Newton water for me. For my spells.
All
I
right.
don't know. We could probably like just continually ray of frost the meat into refrigeration.
Don't freeze or burn the owlbear.
That's true. That's true. We need a way to protect it from that.
Yeah, you need, like, Kona Cold to do that, effectively. Gotta flash freeze it.
No,
Gosh.
well, I mean, you can chill with prestidigitation, right? Like warm or cool.
Yeah, but I don't think you can like refrigerate with prestidigitation.
Hmm.
I think there's a limit to how much you can cool stuff.
You can like cool a hot drink.
Yeah,
Like, bring tea down to drinkable temperature, not...
not quite like freezing meat.
Yeah.
You could
Thinking
make
what she would
rancid meat
ask
taste better.
Spellcax for some prestidigitation on her outfit since she kind of got mauled a bit by owlbear.
And I cast Prestidigitation to clean her up.
Well, that's
Thank you very
nice
much.
of you. You notice,
I did too. I'm gonna de-blood myself with prestidigitation as well.
my gosh, you guys are great with hygiene.
Woohoo!
Well, not
We
for
better
nothing.
be.
Fulgrim's other worry is that we ought to move the camp at this point. Take what meat we can. We think we can eat tonight.
Yeah, don't
Gorge
want to
ourselves
draw
a little
more
bit,
animals to the
and then
blood.
take the cart and then go, like, far enough down that anything that's in the area is going to come here and not to us.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent plan.
Okay. You can certainly do that. So he rations out the meat after it's cooked a little bit. You all eat heartily and then move the camp down. As he's giving out the meat, you notice that something's wrong with his face. He's got just giant scars across his right eye, and it's all glazed over white now.
Oh shit.
You're blind.
It's okay. He's got another eye.
What's wrong with you,
But
Lottie?
he normally illusions that. Is that what you're telling us?
No, I'm saying the owlbear.
He's a were owlbear now.
Oh.
Saying
Damn.
owlbear murdered his face.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you guys would like to do tonight?
Just set up alarm again. Actually, just always doing that, unless otherwise stated.
Okay, that's a safe assumption.
Yep.
And take care of gear, set some snares for cheap meat, stuff like that.
As usual, keep watch.
Yeah. It was.
Using unseen turret to help set up camp. Huge.
Okay. I'd like... So, Cortanis, you're taking first watch. Is anyone taking watch after her?
I will.
I
Okay.
will.
Okay, so I'd like everyone who's taking watch to roll perception.
Oh boy.
There it is.
Oh no. That's why we need to take perception in groups of 2.
Well, I also suck at it, but
At least you give aid.
Okay, so... Cortanis, your watch goes without anything spectacular happening, and Fulgrim, you don't notice anything. So, we cycle through
Oh boy.
to the next night.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm not on watch.
Well, I mean, with a 12 you did fine. I mean, your watch was okay. It was a little bit boring. The constellations look nice, though.
Yes. Excellent.
So yeah, we need to take watch in groups of 2. And just
That-
aid.
So, the next night, you're all sitting around, night 3, you're all sitting around the campfire, and the road has become less traveled here. It's a weird between nations kind of place where not a lot of people travel. There's still road, it's still, you're not like in the woods somewhere, but it's off the beaten path for sure.
This is Icus's kind of place. For sure.
I've probably lived here for some time, but just odd, like along the river. But yeah, we started getting away from the trade cities.
Gav looks over, he scans across all of you, and he looks at Fulgrim in particular. He's like, "What's your story?"
I give him a considering look for a minute. I made a mistake. I don't like to talk about it though.
What mistake did you make? I mean, we're gonna be on the road for a while. Why not share?
Looks at him some more.
He doesn't like to talk about it.
I haven't decided I like you enough. Sorry.
Dwarf, you speak as if you know the other one. Are you two from the same town, village, clan, hole, mountain?
Why, yes, good old town, village, Clanhole Mountain. I know the place
City of
well.
Town Village, Clanhole Mountain.
The same what do you
It's
speak
right
of?
next to East Townville, Kirkshireburg City.
Oh, that's one I know.
I give Icus a look as he really does not know his dwarves, does he?
I return the look and say, no, he does not. No, we didn't. We're from entirely different ranges. We met on the road.
So how'd you gain his trust? He seems pretty closed off.
I talked to him
A lot.
a lot.
Also drinking. I think a lot of drinking was involved.
There's not much beer on the open road, unfortunately.
No, I only have my personal spirits left. He takes a discreet swig, and then looks at Icus and says, "Well, he won't share. Tell me about your story."
It's not too much to tell, for the first part of it anyways. I used to be a soldier, back in the day. For, what did I say its name was? Dear God, I don't remember. The mines of Shundabar, out in the, Amorks. Our commander used to liked traveling the tunnels under the mountains, deeper into the earth. He had us keep going through them and mapping them for some weird project he had going. Now, I don't remember exactly how it ended, but I woke up on the steps of a temple with this sword, and I tapped the sword that I'm carrying, stuck through my gut. Then an archangel started talking to me, and now I'm a paladin. It's a good job.
Quite the tale. So, where do I know that symbol from? It looks so familiar.
Which one? The one on the sword? Or the one on or the emblem on my shield?
The hilt itself. Is the emblem on your shield the...
Nusemis.
Yeah. Okay, so it matches your sword. So,
Okay.
both.
The emblem of my goddess, Nusemi.
Not a popular goddess. Why choose her?
She gave me a second chance.
He gives you a smirk like, of course the goddess of second chances did.
Second chances are a rare thing amongst deities in my experience.
You dwarfs sure are a strange lot. And with that, he kind of
Something like you.
he kind of looks down into the fire, gets that thousand-yard glaze over his good eye.
He feels nostalgia as a standard action.
Yes, he does.
We're totally
Roll
traveling
to
with.
brood.
We're totally traveling with Al. He is well waiting.
What about you? What's your story?
Well, I was given to the king as a ward. My father is king of the neighboring kingdom, and, well, this is my life. I serve the king, but once I heard that the prince had been taken, I knew I had to spring to action.
Why?
We're good friends, the prince and I. I couldn't let a friend just go missing and not investigate.
Insight to see if there's more to it than that.
I'm
Damn.
very curious, actually. So, put it in. Where's my site?
You're not positive one way or the other.
Okay, I'm gonna try and... Oh,
Nope.
I'm gonna try and wheedle it out of him by persuading him. Surely there must be more to it than that. One doesn't jump into a wagon and travel across a kingdom for merely a friend.
I guess I wouldn't want to be friends with you.
He has that there.
Wow. He's snippy.
Indeed.
You wouldn't say that if you'd seen what happened to my last set of friends.
Why
Oh,
don't
there's
you
the
tell me?
brooding.
Wait, was that supposed to be a threat? I'm confused here.
This went from persuasion to
Can I
intimidation.
test his brooding roll?
I actually want to say the new character.
Counter-brooding.
Was that supposed to be a threat? I'm confused.
It wasn't really supposed to be a threat. I don't
Is that
know
a
what
threat?
it
I'm bad at these social cue things. I'm just.
I don't know. I'm just
Gav will just look inquisitively at you.
Ikus doesn't give threats. He's too friendly for that. I think you're just using the word differently than we are.
Perhaps.
Hmm.
Friends aren't quite as important to me. Comrades are.
Well, then I guess you could say the prince and I are comrades, more than friends.
Ooh, they're more than friends. What I made that happen?
When you grow up together with someone, you just become close.
Ah, Osana and Jimmy.
What kind of
We have a word
close?
for that.
And I kind of like nudge. Who's sitting next to me? Falgrim, are you sitting next to me?
I'm probably not really sitting next to anyone. But
Okay.
I would
I'll,
most
like,
likely
lead
be
over
closer to
Fenric
you
is
than
then.
anyone else.
wherever you are and just kind of nudge you with my elbow and be like, eh.
Gives you a look, and it's just the dwarf word for battle brothers.
Yeah.
Whatever
Whatever
that
that
is. I'm sure they have a single syllable word for it. Or
Tasha
two syllables
smirks
at
and
most.
shakes her head. Art thou children? Art thou 12 years old?
They certainly seem like it.
Pay them no heed, sir.
I'm 72 years old, lassie, and don't you forget it.
The half-elf chuckles to himself. He goes, anyone taking watch? I'm turning in.
I shall.
Go again.
Yeah, well.
I will take my rotation when it comes up.
Okay. Feel free to make perception checks if you go on watch.
Two.
Fucking see all!
Oh, yeah. Okay. You okay, I guess.
Okay, so Belcax, the night goes by uneventfully for you. Fulgrim, you notice a small game here and there. One sets off your trap. You'll luckily have fresh meat tomorrow. I guess same thing, though the game's a little bit larger and doesn't get caught in the traps. And Kurtanis, you notice a raven with a odd silhouette. One of the legs looks slightly large, flying in the direction of Shim.
That's odd.
So we fast forward to night number 4. I assume, Fulgrim, you share your squirrel.
Of course.
I mean, what
I mean,
kind?
at that point, it's like flavoring more than part of the meal, but
Yeah.
who wants
Hey.
some fresh greasiness?
Cortanis will have brought up the strange creature she saw, since she doesn't really know much nature.
It's a weird-looking bird.
Has
I'm
I
sure we'll
seen
try and get
something so
extra
strange?
details, but get weird-looking and have to try and base our information on that.
Weird looking, and then one leg being odd, like much bigger than the other.
Can we roll to try and identify it? Probably with disadvantage.
Indeed, with disadvantage.
Would that be
Yeah.
nature or survival?
We're gonna go straight intelligence.
So nature
Ah.
proficiency doesn't apply. Okay. Hold on.
It's solid
Yeah,
one.
I have no idea what the hell
nope.
this is.
Oh, that should have been
Probably just a bird that broke its leg at some point.
D20, D20. Oh, wow.
Oh, hi.
There
Oh,
we go.
but we have it with disadvantage.
No.
Even still.
Yeah, no.
Indeed, Belcax knows it does have feathers. like most birds.
Yes, my lord.
Well, I mean, it's better than Icus, who was like, maybe it's a furry bird.
Kadas really said
said I
it did
was
not have
smart.
fur on it.
You don't know that. We just fought an owl crossed with a bear.
What about Venric?
Venric with his 11.
Yeah, that's what it would be.
Ah, yeah. So, you know that ravens are generally used as messengers. Something with an overly large leg would be carrying a rather large scroll. And you know if it's flying at night, it's either been from a far-off place or it's an urgent message.
It's just some mage's familiar carrying a message of some sort.
As you discuss, and Gav has another fire going, a raven perches itself onto the cart, and it also has a rather large attachment on its leg. Gav walks over and takes it off, reads it real quick. We alter course.
Why?
What's happened?
We're heading to Carcador instead of Isigan.
Why?
There's news from that part of town, and we suspect that the prince was taken from that town specifically instead of the general area of Isigan.
I see the letter.
Sure.
I'm gonna look at it and see what it says.
Yeah, it's in common, and it's from the right hand of the king, and it's just Gav, head to Carcador. New information, prince taken from there.
Stop.
Alright. Seems legit.
Alright.
Well, if he's convinced, I'm convinced.
Yeah,
It's a better place to start our look than the general vicinity of that city. So,
Yep.
even a small city, it's a big area. So, okay, is that like a village or a town in that area?
Just be sure, that did look like his handwriting, right, Gav?
I've actually never seen the right hand's handwriting.
Is the right hand right-handed or is he left-handed?
Right-handed? I'm not so sure.
Would I have been able to, like, tell at all whether that might have been the same bird? Or...
You probably didn't get a good enough look, but you can try.
What would that be? Just...
It'd probably be another straight intelligence to remember.
Nope.
It's also a bird. Also a bird. But
It's been a long time.
Gab will chuckle and be like, it's not so much a city as it is a small village. I mean, it's hardly worth note on a map.
So why
Have
would
I
we
heard of
have
it
been
before at all?
You traveled from Iskin to Shim, so you might have passed by it, but you probably didn't stop in it. It's
Okay,
It's not the kind of
it's
town.
one of those.
Yeah,
But it's somewhere that. Well, let me ask you this way: if someone said the vicinity of Ishigan, would that include this village?
yeah.
Okay, sure.
It's just so small and of small importance that no one would start there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that sounds like a better place to start then. If we have reason to believe to start there as opposed to any other random village.
Yep.
Good point. Away!
All right. Gab
Camp
looks at
first.
Gab looks at you. Away in the morning. We're not going to travel through the night. We'll break the oxen's legs.
True.
At least thou art haste. Have some, at least, passion about what we are doing.
Trust me, I want to get the prince back more than any of you.
I do not disbelieve thee.
So, set up ward spell. You all do your watch. Would anyone like to do anything out of the ordinary?
I'd like to ask Gav about the Shadow Man, the Sorcerer of Jive, and Calf. The guys from the wanted posters.
Okay. The Shadow Man. That wanted poster's been up as long as I've been alive. I've never seen an actual picture that's not just a vague silhouette. As for the Sorcerer of Jive, can't say I've ever heard of him before. I heard of Calf once. He was how do I say this? A negligent arcane user at best, and just an outright dunce at worst. He had potential, but never applied it.
Okay. Do you have any idea where I might find any of them?
Gaff used to reside right around Jess, but now, I don't know. I haven't seen him in years.
Did you know him?
As much as you know, the local blacksmith.
Okay.
So, not at all?
How do I
You know
spell
of
that name? The town name?
Jhess.
Jhess. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much, my friend. Much appreciated. I'll smack him on the shoulder again.
He winces just a little bit. No problem.
Oh, are you still hurt?
I mean, hurt, maimed, whatever you want to call it. Some people might even say blind.
Besides the blind.
We could say I'm traveled.
I'm just gonna lay on hands him and make him stop brooding and complaining. If that's okay.
Yeah, he when you give him the healing, he brightens up like just a little bit, like when you give someone who's hungry a Snickers.
You're not the same person when you're.
That's a great analogy. Yeah, I know. I'm laying on hands on a guy who wants to bang me.
He's just really, really likes paladins.
Apparently.
The prince is totally like a paladin, almost.
He'll give you
a cleric or something.
he'll give you a smile and just put a hand on your side and be like, "Thank you, I much appreciated." But then he'll immediately turn away and walk over and start to try and fall asleep.
Okay. I'll go on watch, I guess.
Back to watch.
Okay. No need for perceptions tonight. So we fast forward to night number 5. And you're all circled around. It's been a long day. This one especially because of your change in route and your gleaning of new information that could lead to the prince. Gav was driving hard almost all day and for an extra long amount of time. So everyone's a little bit stiff, but I mean, not hurt. He's looking around at all of you, and unlike every other night, he just seems fine. He doesn't seem tired or sore or injured or anything. I'm still blinded, but you know, that's aside. He'll look at Johannes and be like, "So, why are you here? And what is up with your dialect?"
That seems to be the story of the hour lately. She just kind of smirks to herself and shakes her head. My story is long and has long since not mattered. I'm simply Lord Belcax's loyal knight. I'm his shield and blades, and that is why I'm here.
Well, I mean, we have 2 more nights. We got plenty of time.
I come from a place long gone. It makes no difference now.
Don't be so shaded. All of our histories make a real difference. And then he'll look over to Belcax. And so how about you? Why are you with this group?
Nothing better to do.
Sounds like a soft reason to put yourself in mortal danger.
Somewhat. Sometimes you just got to go look and see what you can find for something to do.
My lord is quite the wanderer.
Your lord? But are you his servant?
Like I said, good
That is
sir, I am his
knight.
knight. That does make me his servant, yes.
So how rich are you?
Enough.
He's comfortable.
What's your clan?
Thinking Brandon.
Oh, so you're from one of the great three. Tell me, are you next to take over the clan?
For the most part, yes.
Remind me to stay friends with you.
Would be wise. Just kind of chuckles under her breath. While polishing her blades.
So, bookkeeper. Haven't heard from you much at all this journey.
Oh, I suppose not. I keep busy talking to my bird.
Why don't you go ahead and talk with the group for once? I don't know anything about you. Why are you here?
Oh, that seems like a good story.
So, you just wanna be in the tales, part of the lore of the world?
Fenric's gonna kind of look up from the book that he was writing in. Oh, not so much part of them myself, but every story needs to be recorded.
Someone might mistake you for a bard if they only heard what you said and didn't see ya.
The real classics are stored in tomes, not in some low-class bar tunes.
He chuckles to himself. Low class indeed. So, hooded dwarf. It's been another couple days. You ready to share your background yet?
Remember Icus's story? Mine's really close, except it wasn't an angel.
You also woke up stabbed in the gut with a sword?
Not
In a manner
quite.
of speaking.
Seems to be a trend nowadays.
It's all the rage with these kids. First it was
Better
laying...
than not waking up with a sword on your gut.
You're not wrong. But these kids, first it was laying down and having your likeness sketched. Then it was pulling people's pants down in public. Now it's waking up with swords in the guts. I just don't understand it.
The world has become quite strange indeed, my lord.
His sword was somewhat less literal than mine.
As much as I love speaking riddles, why don't you just be frank and come out with it?
Because my name isn't Frank, it's Fulgrim.
Snarky little lad.
Even B if he doesn't want to tell you.
Fair enough. Well, you're all a lovely bunch with, easy to get along with, I see. Really, really welcome to new strangers.
Thanks, I guess.
It has been a long journey already. Perhaps
I
a
guess
little bit longer.
I guess he'll give you like a little wink, like super sly.
Can I roll like insight to see what that was about?
It depends on how good Fulgrim's Detect Sarcasm roll is.
Okay, let's see. That would be, I guess, a straight insight?
Yep.
Sure, I don't like the small penalty to that.
No, that guy is straightforward. Definitely not sarcastic at all.
Alright.
Of course, he would be sarcastic with his friends.
Go ahead and roll your insight.
And do.
Toss is still chuckling. My apologies, Lord Gav, but
I don't know. Maybe it was part of some inside joke that you don't remember. Yeah, it's pretty unclear. Probably didn't mean anything.
Probably.
This is apparently oblivious to flirting.
everyone is oblivious in this group to everything.
Gav's ears perk up just a bit. Everyone who has proficiency, make a perception check. It's dealing with listening, if that makes a difference.
I'm pretty sure my bird has proficiency.
Damn
Does
it.
that count?
Yeah.
Let me find his stats real
Don't
quick.
actually have proficiency in that.
Took all the good rolls in that fight with the owlbear.
Not a terrible time to have good rolls.
Jesus.
You guys really are a bunch of Will Wheatons tonight.
I'd still say we're a bunch of Jerrys tonight at this point.
It's rough, but alright, so you don't hear anything out of the ordinary. He puts his head back down. Alright, well, we have another long day ahead of us tomorrow. Should be one of the last.
We must
Yeah,
get some good
hopefully
rest.
so. I'm tired of travel.
Is there anything you all would like to do that's out of the ordinary?
I'd like to wink at Gav.
I'll be over in the corner practicing.
Gotta admit, that's out of the ordinary.
That is out of the ordinary. Would you like to do it slyly?
Or do you want to like do it really openly and go as you do it?
Are you
Yeah,
giving,
no,
like,
I'm gonna
are you giving
go,
the
like,
finger
really
guns?
obvious, like, lean into it, like, eh.
While
That-
flexing your muscles, just like.
I'm a dwarf. I don't need to flex my muscles.
You don't need to, but it can't hurt.
It helps, man. It helps. So I'll let you roll either persuasion or performance.
I don't have proficiency in performance. So.
Oh yeah!
Of course,
guess.
now they come through for me.
Icus, oblivious
now-
to flirting, but a master at doing it himself.
And now we find the prince, and then he's like hanging all over Icus, and the prince is like, "You bitch! I thought what we had was special."
He sees your wink and your very blatant attempts, and he'll give us a blush and a smile, but he turns away. He goes and lays down immediately.
Are his
my
thoughts
bone.
right now along the
Just
line?
wander over to
I
Venric.
know this is me.
Want to wander over to Venric and give him a light nudge, point at that, and then make the gesture for writing it down.
Man, Icus has no idea what just happened.
Venric will be the first source of pure yaoi fanfic.
Went to record
Because that's what we
history.
need.
Make a
Other
fortune.
things happen. Okay, so the next day it's another long, incredibly hard drive the entire way, but those of you who have been around Iskin before know that you're nearly there. Like, it's going to take maybe another day if you keep up this pace. You should definitely reach it by the 8th day of travel. So Tonight, Gav's acting off. He doesn't say anything in particular to anybody before turning in. Are we doing?
Important question. What phase of the moon is it? Concerned he might be a were-owlbear.
It's a waxing crescent at the moment.
All right, so probably not a were-owlbear.
Well, waxing crescent means we got a good week and a half until full moon.
Yeah.
So he could be a were-owlbear, but we won't know for some time if he is.
Indeed. But anyone?
Roll insight on his brooding to see what it's about.
Sure, you can insight if you'd like. Yeah,
I failed.
Or can you?
he's probably tired.
Oh.
Fenric's just going to.
I did not notice anything. I'm sure he's fine.
Hey guys.
Fenric's just going to mention to Icus, he's probably just still hurting from his wounds. He probably needs you to lay some hands on him again.
No, I don't think that's it. What do I think it was? He's probably just tired.
That's the obvious explanation.
Cortana
Alright.
totally agrees.
Okay.
Let's
people-
check this for real.
People who are on watch, please make perception checks.
First off, 17 for an insight on Gav.
It's not just tiredness, and it's not just brooding. It's actually definitely not brooding. There seems to be an inner struggle going on.
I'm telling you, man.
He has to
he's,
choose between Icus and the prince.
he's hurting. He's
To be
hurting
fair,
from his wounds.
on
He
the other
needs you to
side-
lay on some hands.
On the
He
other
just-
side,
he needs
did
some
you
good
go on the
dwarven
perception?
touching.
So I'd like to go up to him and go, "Come on, buddy, what's wrong?" Try to persuade him.
Oh, God.
He gives you a sentimental look, like thanks, but kind of brushes you off. Just not tonight, not in the mood.
We know what would get him in the mood.
You bored? Play a tune.
Okay.
Something
So
romantic.
what's the order of watch tonight?
What are we rolling?
That's okay. So it starts off with Belkex. And
Random. So
So Fulgrim up second. Fulgrim, you hear
What?
though think less instrumental, more a cappella.
I hear
Okay.
people singing
What?
funk.
Yep.
All right, that's unusual in
What?
the middle of a thing. Is it nearby? Am I like showing it through the woods somewhere?
It's definitely through the woods, but it's getting louder.
Okay.
I know what this is.
I'm going to get my weapons ready. Is Ika still asleep?
Everyone who's not on watch is asleep unless they note otherwise.
Well, the elves will be in trance, right?
Is anyone a full elf?
Gav is, I
Nope.
think.
No,
Gav's
Gav's
He's
a
a
half
half
elf.
elf.
Okay, never mind.
He's just immune to it. Okay, I will kick Ika's awake.
Blah!
We
What
have
is that?
company. Do you hear that?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know.
It's now
I don't know, right?
It's now incredibly loud, and no, you don't know. It's enough to wake everybody up, and right as it
drawn.
gets this loud, the alarm starts going off from the alarm spell.
Swords
Ready
drawn.
action to cast hex as soon as I have a target.
All right, initiative, everyone.
Get
Okay.
in front of Belcax.
Which one is my token?
Oh yeah.
What did I roll? Ooh! I rolled a good initiative. I like it. This is going to be the most unfitting battle music of all time.
You obviously didn't watch enough Cowboy Bebop.
No.
Yeah,
No,
Bebop.
I keep
Gunfight
telling you to
there.
watch Cowboy Bebop. I've never gotten around to it, though.
So
You really
good.
should.
What?
It's very good.
Okay.
Okay, Cortanus, as you're up first and you hear the acapella jive going on, you look over and you see two skeletons and 4 zombies emerge from the woods, and they're the ones making this noise.
Oh my god, we're in the skeleton war. She'll call back what she sees and then kind of rush forward to meet them before they get any closer.
Okay. So in front are the 4 zombies, and behind them are the 2 skeletons. The skeletons have armor scraps on them, and they have a short sword on their side, and they're already holding short bows ready to go. The zombies, on the other hand, are just kind of coming towards you. They got nothing but rags.
Well, seeing that, she'll go towards one that's more armored and try to block its path and strike at it.
Okay. So if you want to get to the skeletons that have armor, you'd have to go through the zombies. Attacks of opportunity would happen.
Oh, okay.
Quick question: is Gav on the turn order?
If
Should he be?
Somebody ought to wake him up.
yeah, he probably should be.
Alright, if they were that far behind, then she'll go up to one.
Well,
of
I just
them.
wanted to make sure that like he was here and not like secretly running away to go have fun with his third lover, who happens to be a necromancer.
Yeah, sorry, no,
Yeah.
I just
That's good.
I just forgot.
So she'll rush forward and start digging into zombies. I can do my double
Shooting through the
thing now.
zombies first is probably the best bet.
Yeah. So. Oh, right, I have this on my token now. Ooh.
Holy crap.
Nice.
Fuck that zombie in particular.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so that zombie in particular looks real bad.
Oh, these are good zombies.
15, 19. Okay, yeah. He looks real bad. Like, inches away from just straight up falling apart.
Yeah, damn, these are good zombies.
Get like zombie gore on her. This is horrible.
This
I'm gonna
is
need a lot of prestidigitation after this.
so we go to Gav, and he takes out the daggers, holding them in each hand, pointing outwards again. He scoots close to Ike. He goes, "Just stay by me."
You think I need protecting?
I think I blush.
Oh.
So cute!
Fulgrim, what do you do?
Yes.
I will do something uncute. All right.
Now I don't know whether
bonus
he's an
action,
uke.
Cast Hex at one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Strictly speaking, I'd have to put away hand axe for that, but that's okay. I'll pull it out at the beginning of next turn. Do I want to do this with a hand axe or a battle axe? If I get hand axes. And then I will charge I'll hex the weakened one and then charge him with a hand axe.
Okay.
And that button. Oh, damn it. The 7 versus AC.
Yeah, unfortunately, that doesn't quite hit. He's so in shambles, it's hard to make contact.
All right. He does have disadvantage on Constitution checks.
Duly noted.
And let's see, that was my item, my bonus, yeah, I'm good.
Okay, I guess.
Where is Gav? Should I be, like, concerned about the zombies actually getting to him?
No, alright, so the zombies are 25-ish feet away from you guys. Gav is standing next to you, and you are near the cart/fire. Cortanus is rushed up to the zombies and skeletons, as has Falgrim. The rest of you are still 25 feet back.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, do I want to protect him?
You don't want to protect your friend?
He is totally only Icus's friend.
Wink.
Anything else is his business, not mine.
I'm not judging you, so dwarf.
Yeah, I'll go hit him.
I am judging the hell out of you, dwarf.
For leaving him?
No. Do your thing.
Okay. I'll go up and hit the one that Cortanas hit earlier.
Alright, you smash him to bits.
Your damage on that macro is broken.
Gore blowback. May have been overkill.
Yeah, damn tracker's on.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta fix the.
Well, I got it. I mean, I can re-roll it, but I killed them anyways, then it doesn't really matter.
Wait, what happened to the jive?
Yeah, what did happen to the jive? I liked it.
Oh, okay. We'll go back to the jive.
Yeah!
Which, by the way, is still being acapellaed by them during the attacks.
Is it, like, slightly out of tune because we killed one?
It's slightly offbeat. He was more of a bass than a treble.
It was like,
they lost their
what's up, what's up, sweet cakes? Who's here anyway?
Good, so we have
Earth dwarves are
Benric.
easy.
So how close are all the undead to each other?
They're grouped up from side to side. It's probably side to side and front to back. It's probably like 10 feet.
Sweet. I'm gonna grease all of them.
Okie doke.
Nice.
So they each get to make a 13 DC deck save or fall prone, and then whenever somebody enters the area or ends its turn there, they have to make a DC 13 deck save or fall prone.
Man, this is gonna be a lot of failures.
That's the plan.
So first one
Oh,
doesn't fail.
It's a
Wow.
boss.
Second
wow.
one doesn't fail. Third one fails. And then for the skeletons, that one fails. As does the other skeleton. So,
Huzzah.
the three that are most in back fall over, but the two in front do not.
That's fine.
That's gonna do it for me.
Unfortunately, you can't trip up these jive MFers.
Apparently. It's okay, the ones that are still standing are the ones that are almost dead, so.
Are they wearing
Jive
bell
turkey.
bottoms, perhaps?
You know, the clothing is so tattered, you're just not able to tell, but you feel like it'd be appropriate.
Seem like the type.
It is indeed their turn, though. So the three zombies are going to try and swarm Icus and Cortanas. Two will go after... one will go after Icus, two will go after Cortanas. So we have... This is Icus.
Wait, that's...
Yeah, it wasn't a roll. It wasn't a
Nice.
roll. It's just 20 plus 3. I assume that doesn't hit.
Nope.
Okay, so this is Cortanas, as is this.
Yep.
Holy
better.
crap.
So you will take 11 bludgeoning damage
And I'm down.
from them slamming into you.
Immediately.
Solid.
The other three will use their movement to stand up, and then the zombie will use 5 feet to inch closer to Icus and attack him as well. Darn it. 14 versus
Does
AC.
not hit.
Okay. And then the skeletons will take pot shots at the back lines. So one is going to go after Belcax, and the other is going to go after Dax. Dex. Gav. Gav. That's it.
Names are hard.
Gav, the Chaos Dragon.
Okay. So it does not hit Gav, but it does hit Belcax.
No, my lord.
You will take 6 piercing damage.
Ow.
Shit.
And now it is Belcax's turn. Feel free to take revenge.
The skeletons and any of the zombies that stayed in the grease are also going to have to make another set of dex saves.
Oh, they all did. There's
Hey.
victory somewhere in the background.
Okay, be in a second. On which side?
So,
Okay.
wow.
Here.
He fell over really hard.
Okay, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta let my friend in.
Okay. Okay, so both the skeletons make it this time, but all the zombies fail.
Okay.
Which does mean disadvantage on ranged attacks versus the zombies that are prone.
What advantage on melee?
Yeah.
So, is there anywhere I could stand or move that would allow me to hit as many of them as possible with the 15-inch cone, with the 15-foot cone, and not hit, our friendly units and whatnot?
If you move to the flank, you should be able to do
Yeah,
that.
if you move off to either side, you should be able to do that with a little bit of good positioning. But I mean, it's mostly road and then a little bit of field on the side and then trees behind that. So you don't have much problem with positioning.
Am I like outside of a AAO attack as well from that?
Yeah,
So if I were Okay.
you're still 25 feet back.
Well, right now, but I wanted to move up so I could hit them with a 15-foot cone that originates from me.
Yeah, you'd be able to do that without giving them attack of opportunity.
If I were to move up and then move away afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, I'd do that and do a fire breath attack against them.
Reflex saves?
Dexed. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, same thing. What's the DC? They might take 5 damage or half as much.
I know, right?
So zombie 1.
Actually, that's wrong.
Bless you.
So there should have been a 2d6,
It did.
and it was only
That
one.
was the 2D.
It rolled a 1
No.
plus 4.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Okay, so first zombie fails, second zombie fails, third zombie fails, skeleton makes it, other skeleton also makes it. So all the zombies take 5, the skeletons take 2.
Those skeletons are really lucky.
Yeah, right?
I mean, they fell down the first time.
Also, if you guys grapple them while they're down, they can't get back up. Just pointing that out.
Right.
Not saying it's necessarily a good idea. You can probably just crush them to
Does
death.
the
but-
fire breath attack light the grease on fire?
I would think
Ooh,
so.
Something I hadn't thought of.
I know in older editions the grease was flammable, but in this one it doesn't say.
Yeah, it's not clear on this one. It's up to you.
I mean, grease is a pretty flammable thing. I'm going to say it does. On their turn, they're going to take 1d6 fire damage for starting in it. And then
Awesome.
that'll just be recurring so long as they're on fire. Feather, what do you do?
Feather is just going to pester one of the skeletons and aid anybody who tries to attack it.
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
So next person to attack one of the skeletons is going to get advantage.
Okay. Good timing, Cortanus. You are up. 3 zombies are fallen prone and on fire. 2 skeletons are upright and on fire, and Feather is distracting one.
And I have to make a death
Cortana
saving
maybe-
throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Nope.
Ooh.
You are 1 inch closer to death. Gav, seeing this opportunity, that all of them are down, will run over and attempt to strike the fallen zombies. Okay, so he will hit and does dagger damage. 7 total. Alright, Fulgrim, what do you do?
Fulgrim will, because the way this battle's going, is going to drop the hand axes and pull out his battle axe. Bonus action, hex the nearest zombie.
Okay,
Then attack it, and I hope this works.
it does indeed.
Does indeed. Okay, so he takes, 10 points of slashing damage, including the hex bonus.
He is slashed to bits and is no longer going to get back up.
Okay, I already used my bonus action this turn, so I am set.
Icus. There are two.
There's 2 zombies left, right?
Yeah, 2 zombies left and 2 skeletons.
I'm going to heal Cortanus. So you're back up with 5 health, because that's all I can heal you for.
Thank you.
No problem.
Significant chunk of our health.
Mhm.
Yeah. You never leave comrades down in the battle. And I think that's everything I can do. I don't have any bonus action attacks. So, I'm done my turn.
Okay. The music is now starting to sound odd and distorted without 2 voices accompanying, and the fire isn't helping their pitch at all.
It's become a little crackled. A little bit crackled.
Little bit. Venric.
Yeah. So the 2 zombies are both still down.
Yeah, they're both still prone.
Right. So I will go ahead and Ray of Frost one of the skeletons. This is going to have advantage from Feather
Yes, you do.
for 6 cold damage and
Wow.
reduced movement.
Alrighty. He is not looking good.
I think that's a crit, isn't it?
No, it's a 19.
Very, very close, though.
If you hover your mouse over it, it'll show it. Also, crits will be surrounded by green.
Right.
And that is it for me.
Alright, so on their turn, they all take 1d6 fire damage because they're on fire. So, zombie number 1 takes 2, zombie number 2 takes 6, skeleton number 1 takes 6 as well, skeleton number 2 takes 5. So,
Damn, fire roll, bro.
Oh, yeah.
so the skeleton that was frozen just burned to a crisp despite your attempts to cool it off. The other skeleton is doing poorly, but still stands. The zombie who took 2 isn't so bad, actually. He's doing pretty fine for being on fire. But both of them will attempt to strike out at Icus. Something about your radiance they dislike.
I don't even have smites yet. I can't do radiant damage.
No, but you just healed people.
It was
Indeed.
too holy.
That fails. That hits.
That's what they've been ignoring me.
Have you been muted? 5 damage to Icus, and then the skeleton will take a shot at Fulgrim. Are you behind anyone?
Not really. Probably right up front, just bash somebody's thing in.
Alright, so he's gonna just drop the short bow, not even deal with it anymore, and try and short sword ya.
Okay.
He will be unsuccessful.
Yes, he will.
Bokax.
Parry it with my battle axe. Clink.
I mean, you almost didn't even need to. Like, you could have stood still and he might have missed, but you were precautious.
Yes.
I'd like to do the same thing as last time. Run up and... Oh, wait, I can't. Firebolt the zombie.
Would you like to firebolt the healthier looking one or the less healthy looking one?
The less healthier one.
Okay, go ahead. Unfortunately, it strays slightly off.
And I guess that was it.
All right. Feather?
There's still a skeleton up, right?
Yep.
It's gonna pester the skeleton to give aid to whoever attacks it.
Okay. Udanis.
Okay, so
you-
what exactly is left now?
Okay, there are two zombies that are on fire right in your face, and a skeleton who recently dropped his short bow that is now wielding a short sword, also right in your face, though there's a bird slightly distracting him.
All right. So first of all, she's going to start getting up, and in the process, second wind, and then sort of lunge into an attack on the skeleton as she's getting up. 5.
Indeed, crush him.
Much better. And that would be my turn.
Okay. Gav will now strike out at one of the other zombies, because, you know, zombies. And he will fail miserably, followed by not failing so miserably. Fulgrim.
A skeleton right on me.
Yes, there is.
Bonus action hex him.
Alrighty.
And attack.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, no. The skeleton's dead. There's only 2 zombies left.
Okay, bonus action the nearest hex the nearest zombie
Okay.
and attack. So it's a 13 to hit.
13 does hit.
That is 9 slashing damage to that one. What's left of that one if he's still on fire.
He is not looking good.
Okay.
Then Icus.
Alright, I'm gonna go for the same one that Baldwin just went for.
Mm-hmm. Whoa!
Damn!
Hey!
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Sliced into 3. Not even 2. He is sliced into 3.
The trisection. I like it.
In one swipe, you don't even know how you did it.
Wait a minute.
I'm a badass.
2, 3.
There's too many
I guess
parts
just
here.
shrugs and looks at you
I
guys.
have leftover parts every time. So now there's 1 zombie left.
Yes, there's 1 left. He doesn't look too incredibly healthy, and Venric.
Ray of Frost the zombie. For 7.
He's still up, though significantly frozen at this point. But, I mean, the fire kind of cools him down. Speaking of the fire,
See if he kills him now.
it is enough to just melt him.
Da 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 da.
Somebody
Ah,
call Flint. Need to-
Yeah.
There it is.
Alright, time to search their bodies.
But we have to
Okay.
put out the fire first somehow, so.
Right?
Hey, you guys can put up fire. Come over here.
I'm pretty sure prestidigitation can do it.
Kneeling before Belcax and asking for some prestidigitation.
Yeah, cast prestidigitation.
Yeah,
And
you,
also, sorry, go ahead. I was going to just say hit point
My
dice.
hood stayed up.
The Gore of the Undead is not my preferred covering.
yeah, you can spend a hit dice and prestidigitation can't put it out. So, as you go through the bodies, a lot of the stuff that might have been useful is worse for wear, slightly burned. There's nothing recoverable on the zombies for sure. The skeletons, you can get a short sword that's still intact from both of them, and you can get a really crappy leather helm from the one that went down first. Other than that, you find 15 silver pieces, plus one chunk of silver that might have been another 4 pieces.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, it's a medium-sized helm, so it might fit a little bit wonky, but otherwise it's fine.
Slap that on my head.
All right.
Well, clean it up first for digitation really carefully. So I may try in the morning.
It's not reinforced at all. It's more akin
Oh, yeah.
to like the old leather football helmets than it is to an actual armor cap.
Yeah.
So, as you guys are cleaning up, you throw the bodies off to the side. Kind of, Gav sits down and goes, "Ugh. Why were they singing? I've never heard the dead sing."
Yes, it was unnerving.
sometimes skeletons
what-
just need a bit of funk.
He did a little chuckle.
They're old Greg!
Sketchy though.
They did do sing, but normally they don't. The walking disturbs me a little bit more. They're not supposed to do that.
Indeed, it was strange. Oh, I can't think about it now, though. I'm just too tired. Though, I must ask, when we get to Carcador tomorrow, I'd like to come with you until we find the prince.
Of course he would.
But are you sure you are alright?
I'll be fine. I just want to make sure the king's son is safe.
Sure. Can I roll insight on that?
Sure.
I'm gonna join him. Gav's been kind of freaking Ikas out this whole time. Oh, okay. I rolled good.
You're pretty sure that's not the only reason that he wants the king's son to be saved.
What aren't you
That's
telling us, Gav?
Nothing of importance. I just want to make sure that my family is safe. Nothing else. At all. Nothing.
Gav,
Legit.
you're lying to me. There is something else. I can see it in your face.
He hides his face, just subconsciously. Looks down, kicks the dirt a little bit. We should head to bed. The sooner we get to bed, the sooner we get to Carcador, the sooner we find the prince.
Thomas
He
touches
is
herself in
so
the
gay, friends.
We are not judging thee.
Sounds like there's a lot of judgment, actually.
I guess are not.
No, I'm judging him more for the fact
Because
that
are
he's
judging me.
hiding it from us than the fact that he's gay. I don't mind that. Ikas is open-minded. He's had to do some
It's not
things.
the homosexual part. It's the taste. I mean, really. Icus? You're going for Icus? Like, seriously? That's who you're gay for?
Well, I mean, like it sounds like he was going for the prince to begin with, so we can't really judge yet.
And the prince seems like a reasonable thing to, just someone to have a crush on. Seems like a nice kid.
Yeah,
Rich.
freaking prince. I'm a
His
paladin.
dad was reasonably handsome, assume he is too.
Like, I haven't cleaned the blood off from anything we've killed yet this trip.
He's actually the scruffiest among us.
Cortanus would be like trying to clean you off furiously, like, oh please.
Like,
clean
my
up.
armor is clean, because armor. But, like, my regular clothes and stuff are still bloodstained.
She'd have
His
she'd
beard
have
is
like
just
a
soaked in blood
handkerchief.
at this point.
She has a handkerchief and she's just like trying to clean you up as best as possible.
Yeah, Fulgrim's like surreptitiously trying to prestidigitate the blood out of your
It
beard.
does not like the slovenliness of our group.
I guess just sits there and takes it.
I mean, at this point, I feel like
That's where you fit into the relationship with Gav.
And that's why we're judging Gav, because really, that oaf.
I mean, at this point, I think at least Venric and Fulgrim would know. I mean, rough around the edges is an attractive feature.
Whatever floats his boat, I guess. I guess the prince is the same way.
Maybe they're made for one another.
Would anyone like to do anything out of the ordinary while Gav goes off and tries to fall asleep despite everything that's gone on today?
No, just check the camp area again. Make sure there's nothing that'll attract predators.
I mean, rotting meat. That's this.
It's all burned up, yeah.
Rotting meat that's this old probably won't. I mean,
There's another one playing with the helm a little bit to make it fit better.
there is that whole jar of honey that you have in the back, but I mean, other than that, probably nothing.
No,
And
not the
picnic
owlbears.
basket.
That's where we get do you want owlbears? Because that's how you get owlbears.
They better not touch my picnic baskets.
Okay, so night comes, night goes. It's the eighth day, and you finally arrive at Carcador, and you're greeted by a impromptu wall. If it seems hastily made and without many resources available, and you hear someone from behind the wall yell, "Stop!" Yes, it is wooden.
Okay.
You see just someone's head poke up right above the wall, and it's someone with a metal helm on. It goes, "Business."
Business!
That's what I asked. Business.
We're here for business! Yes!
We've come to trade for supplies.
He raises his hand, and two other people pop up above the wall, crossbows out, aimed at the cart.
We're just buying.
We don't have many visitors as of late, especially as of late. What brings you here specifically?
Could we reasonably be said to be on our way to Inshen?
It's a little out of the way, but it could happen.
I'll go with that. We were on our way to Inshen, but had to take a detour due to an incident along one of the other roads.
Make a deception check with a disadvantage or with advantage.
Okay. Actually, good at this one. Oh, there you go. Thank God for advantage, though.
Yeah. Mayor, should we open the gates? You sure? Okay. Men, they all pop down, and you see large pieces of wood being moved. As after a couple minutes, it opens up into a very small little town.
Okay. So basically, the door was they disassembled that section of wall.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you
I
arrive.
will compliment them on the security of their door.
They look at
On the way
you
in.
sneerly. This is Carcador. The wall is wooden, not stone, as it appears here.
It will not keep out a Titan.
No, it won't.
Palisades aren't about stopping sieges. Palisades are about stopping raiders. Okay.
So you guys ride in and you get to about where it says number 3. And you're greeted by a tall human. He wears orange robes, has a long curving staff with a small skull at the top. He wears a pointed hat that's also orange, though it's a little rough around the edges at this point. And he greets you kindly. I am Ivan Gilnam. How may I be of assistance?
I give him a short bow and say we're just travelers looking to purchase some extra supplies and perhaps stay for the day. We're not sure yet. Depends on how long it takes to get supplies, to be perfectly honest.
My apologies. As far as supplies go, there's not a whole lot we can offer. You see, we've had some trouble lately.
I give a little frown.
What kind of trouble?
We've been pretty consistently assaulted by 2 different menaces. Usually, our small town of Carcador doesn't have to worry about these things, but not only have we had abductions as of late, but we've also had the undead come and try and assault the city and my poor residents.
Were these undead perchance performing funk music?
You know, they did have a bit of swing to their moans.
Yes, we're familiar with that particular threat.
Aye, we have had a run-in.
No, as a practitioner myself, I must say it's rather odd. I'm not sure how they got the undead to sing.
I'm not sure they should have.
A practitioner.
Ah, yes, I forget not everyone can read minds like I can. I am a wizard. I studied for many years until I found this little town. We had a few run-ins here, and it took me quite a while to finally win over the residents, but my lifelong dream of becoming mayor has come true.
Lifelong dream.
Your lifelong dream of becoming mayor of a tiny town.
Mayor Dave.
Is there something funny about that?
Not at all, good sir. 'Tis a fine dream.
Seems to be a nice town, at least. I applaud your being able to take
How
care of
many
it.
of the singing undead were there?
On which night?
Any of them? What was the most amount of them you saw?
The most amount that we had in one night was probably 24.
Okay, so there's 4 of them.
A little
But
backup, we could handle that.
to be honest, we haven't seen that many since it was. I felt a large arcane presence that night. I don't think that it was just a purposeful attack. I think they were moving a herd much larger than that, and those few got distracted.
And what is this about kidnappings? This kind of seems slightly knowing, but she's interested.
Yes, the abductions. As of late, those under my tutelage, and I hear others around the area, have gone missing. They seem to be targeting our arcane brethren in particular. He gives you the up and down. Well, my arcane brethren.
Aye, we have heard of this too.
Indeed, not too long ago we had a bit of nobility stopping by, though unfortunately he was foolish and brash. Gav immediately looks stern-faced and a little bit perturbed at the statement.
Nobility. Kind of gives one up and down, looking for more information on that.
Yes, we had Flynn Frostbrood, the Prince of Semshan, if you don't know. He's a up-and-coming lad. Not very good at magic himself, though he's quite eager to learn. You can just see Gav getting madder and madder as he continues to talk. Yes, one night, one of my younger students was out past dark, outside the city walls for who knows what reason when we heard the scream. Flynn ran out to try and save him before he was taken. Unfortunately, they got both of them.
I want to insight that, just in case.
Insight.
Fenric is busy studying in intense detail.
Vendrick is just like crying along. Oh, it's so sad.
I guess you think that he's pretty. I'm forgetting the word. He's truly torn up. I can't remember the right word for it, but his emotions. He's not lying or bluffing at all. He's actually torn up about his people getting abducted. Venric, you think that he's lying. You think that he's just trying to play you guys for like a sympathy card or some nonsense. Kurtanis and Belcax, not sure either way. You don't have reason to distrust him yet, so he's probably genuine. Genuine.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
word.
that was the word.
Yeah.
You have any idea who took them?
Well, Fulgrim will chime in. It was a noble act, at the very least.
Mm. There's a fine line between noble and foolish. You could see Gab just inch out the daggers from their holsters.
I try and give him a subtle shake of the head. Like, no, don't do it. Don't.
I give Gab a disapproving look.
He's not even looking at either of you. He takes note that you're telling him not to take them out, not to brandish his daggers, but he is solely enveloped.
Actually, not to you.
I'd like to walk over to Gavin and put my hand on his shoulder and be like, "Come on, friend, let's go grab a beer at the tavern."
Place.
And you try to persuade him away from what he's about to do.
I'm gonna thank the mayor for his hospitality, and say that at the very least we need to make some repairs on the wagon. So we're gonna go to that. Is that a coaching inn? Whatever.
Yeah. Please. We can't offer much in supplies, but we do have room and board for you. Please head over to Rafton's Inn. They can take care of you there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I want to talk to him. Did he see who took the prince?
No, every night they never come inside the village. They somehow lure their victims out past the city walls. We haven't been able to identify who it is or what group it is even that has been taking them, though. From what I hear, they've gotten quite a few people.
Yes,
quick
a likely
question.
story.
Quick question. Has tying people down been proven effective?
We have not tried to tie down our own people. We believe that they have the freedom to do what they wish, but at the same time, we never know who they're going to try and take next. All of my students in particular know never to go out past dark. I'm not sure why he was out.
I shrug.
Did
Could
you-
be an enchantment. That is
Did
what
you
I was thinking.
recognize the student at all?
Indeed, I've known him since he was born, in fact.
Okay.
Burv has been a little bit troublesome, but never a bad student.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna ask him. Actually, I'm gonna specifically ask him. You told me that the Sorcerer of Jive had something to do with Walking Dead, so I'm gonna specifically ask him about the Sorcerer of Jive. and see if he knows anything about him.
He looks at you perplexed.
Actually, wait! The guys were... He told this... asked him.
and the gears click.
You ask him.
Yeah, I
About
asked
the
him.
sorcerer's up here.
Okay. He looks at you perplexed. The sorcerer of Jive, you say? I'm
Yes.
sorry, I'm not familiar with the fellow. Though, what do you mean, Jive?
It's the name that's given on the wanted posters for him.
Yes, I understand that's his title. I mean, are you talking the music? There's a sorcerer of music. Don't you call that a bard?
Certainly not. I didn't make the name for him, good sir. But I have heard that he has something to do with the Walking Dead. Which makes me think that he'll be doing something with, he has something to do with those undead near your town.
I mean, that would sure make a lot of sense, as they do sing.
Yes.
Ain't nobody calling nobody a JT around here.
Yes. We'll have to keep a lookout for him. Do you have any idea at all where they might be coming from, or?
They mostly, well, it's hard to say specifically, but they mostly come from the north.
Okay.
But I must bid you adieu. I have matters to attend to and people to try and find food. He just mutters to himself under his breath, but it's loud enough where you can hear. Oh, we won't survive if we have to keep this up. And then he walks away. And with that, intermission.
Da-da-da.
Okay. 9:30 is going to be the restart time for us. Go ahead, get food, get drink, bathroom, whatever.
All right.
See you in a bit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Here.
6. That's everyone.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So, after the last encounter with the zombies, yes, you did get a long rest through the night, and then you arrived here during the next day. So, you are at the inn. Your carriage is housed. They're taking care of your horses. What do you do?
First off, I'd like to share my suspicions with everybody about the Sorcerer of Jive.
What are your suspicions?
That he's the one who's out here creating the undead to harass this town, and presumably moving the horde that the mayor thinks was coming through here as well.
Yes. Doesn't the mayor seem a little jive to you?
I don't think so. He seems a bit too torn up and not knowing about this.
Maybe that's just what he wants you to think.
Maybe.
But maybe it's not.
I believe him, though.
Waldrum is not convinced one way or another, but I do want to stay around long enough to figure out if somebody can actually tell us about where the prince went, because that is our primary objective right now.
Yeah.
So,
Perhaps if we say
That's
we
gonna
can
involve-
assist, we will have better luck helping out and finding more information.
I think that's our best plan.
Alrighty then. Do we have enough time to adventure left in the day, or should we just turn in for the night?
Oh no, it's like 2, maybe 3.
Okay. Go out. Start talking to people for clues then.
Okay. Anyone in particular you want to talk to, or just random people on the streets?
Who is there in this town besides the mayor? I do want to go back and bug the mayor some more.
So this town has a small smithy. It's got a stable. It's got the inn that you guys are staying at tonight. It's got a guard housing area. It's got a clinic of sorts, not like a real hospital, but you know, it has the school of arcane magics that the mayor runs himself,
Okay.
and then it's got a very, very small temple off to the
Who?
side. Lathander.
Okay. Well, Thander's chill with Newsom. No, that's a Vandra. Never mind. I'll go. Alright. Does anybody have any ideas?
Perhaps the guards?
Solid plan. Let's go hit up the guards.
Do that.
Okay. As you leave the inn, two people run up to you. It's an older couple. They have wrinkly skin. They're a little bit weathered. It honestly looks like they've never missed a day of hard labored work in their life. You can
Okay.
see just the dirt caked onto their hands and feet.
Whinge.
But they come up to you. Wait, please.
What is it, my friends?
You're the adventurers who just came to town, correct? You look well. Yeah, you look like a mighty strong lot. Are you
Why,
here?
thank you.
Are you here about our son?
Your son.
Burv. He was taken.
Ah. The one the mayor mentioned.
Are you here to rescue him?
In a sense.
Yes.
Oh, thank Lathander. Please, bring us back our boy. We have no idea why he was out in the middle of the night like that, but we'd do anything to have him back.
I'd like to insight these two old people.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
They're old people.
yeah.
They are genuinely old.
Indeed.
They're generally old and generally kind of dirty.
Dirty indeed. You don't see any reason to distrust what they're saying.
Okay. We will do everything we can to bring back your son.
Hi.
No one will be left behind.
Thank you so much. The woman breaks down into a soft tear, and the husband just kind of corrals her away.
Before they go,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to approach them, and in order to help them as efficiently as possible, we need to learn as much about your son as we can.
Of course. Mm-hmm. The wife is still choked up in tears.
Why don't you come in and sit down? This may take a few minutes. A few moments, I should say.
Go ahead, dear. I'll be fine. She nods and walks off from the direction that she came from, and he follows you back into the inn.
Okay. Grab a table, and I'm gonna start asking generalized questions. Like, was your son a practitioner?
Yeah, he was indeed gifted with the magics.
Is he well trained, or was he starting his training?
Oh, he had just started recently. Mayor Ivan doesn't take those too young.
Important. So we're talking a few weeks.
No, it was a while. We haven't had him helping out on the land, and it's months by now. Months.
I just want to get a sense. So, has the town the walls, are they new?
Yeah, we had to put them up very, very recently. What with the bandits and the undead and these kidnappers, it's just not safe like it used to be. You know, back when I was growing up, we could stay out all night, and there was never any problems. You know, it was safe, and everyone knew your name, and it was homely, and everyone looked out for one another. And now these days, just everything's gone to hell. You know whose fault it is? It's those people who are younger than me. It's their fault.
Yes, young people are awful. So your son was training. Was he living in the master's estate?
Mayor Ivan doesn't have an estate. He has a home, just like the rest of us. His house is actually smaller than some of the other residents. Though, to be fair, they have much larger families.
But your son was staying with them? French, was it?
He came home every night.
Okay. And you live within the city walls now?
Everyone's had to move in.
Okay.
We
Did
go
you used
out
to live outside?
Yeah, we used to live right by our fields, and we used to sleep out there too. But now that all this trouble's about, darn bandits and undead, we've had to come into the city, and it's really hurting our fields.
Yes, you can't watch them at night. All
When
right,
did the
and,
bandits start
what-
coming in?
Bandits, they came maybe a full moon after the kidnapping started. They've been blocking merchants from coming through to our city. We're running low on resources. We've got almost no food, no clean water, except for the well over there that has clean water. And I mean, don't even get me started on weapons. We got nothing. I mean, the smithy can't make anything new because he's got no supplies.
That's bad.
And you know whose fault it is? Those people
The bandits,
who are
I would
younger
assume.
than me.
Interesting. The kidnappers, what do you know about them?
I know less than Mayor Ivan. I just know that there's been kidnappings. He hasn't been too forthcoming on the details. He probably doesn't want to scare anybody.
Okay. And your son was how old again?
He's not even a full man yet. He's 12.
So he's younger than you?
Yeah, my son's a great boy. You know, always taking on extra work and studying real hard under Mayor Ivan. He's a good lad.
Okay. So we'll have to talk to the mayor in more detail. The undead, did they show up after the kidnappings began, or around the same time?
No, we had to put the walls up. Maybe one moon ago. So it's not been that long. Maybe not a moon, maybe a half moon. But the undead are the reason we had to put the walls up. The bandits we can handle without the walls. I mean, they never come in the city. They just bother the roads. But the kidnappings, those are scary, but the walls don't seem to be doing much about that either. If the walls are for the undead. The walking peoples who, you know, they shouldn't be walking.
Mm.
And you know whose fault it is? The people who are younger than me.
Oh, like your son.
No, my son's a great kid. Nothing wrong with my son. Don't you insult my son.
But I thought you said he was younger than you.
He is. Not what I meant. He doesn't fall under the general umbrella category of people who I refer to when I say people younger than me. Don't you start with the attitude, you small, snippy little boy. Alright, you short little munchkin person.
Let us not get our tempers out of control, gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm not great with accents. I know it's kind of all over the place.
How old are
There are
you?
far greater threats to...
Okay, I just want to see if there's any other question I want to ask guy. How many students did the mayor take on at any given time?
Just
a couple?
No, anyone who shows promise in magic, he takes under his wing. He wants to educate everyone to make sure they're responsible and grow up to be fine young contributors to the city.
Yes, the city. I think there's anything else. Anyone else? Anything else I should be asking this guy?
No.
All right. Well, I thank him for his time, and say that we're going to get right on this. We can't abide at letting that continue.
We really appreciate your help. We do. We can't wait to get our son back. Thank you again. Then he exits and walks off in the general direction that his wife did.
Okay. So we got three distinct problems to solve. Now, the bandits we really probably can't do much about. I mean, unless we bump into them, then we can deal with them, but other than that.
That fellow really doth not like young people.
Have you met with young people? They're awful.
I'm looking at many young people, technically.
Good
I'm
point.
72.
Probably like
Yes, young
74
people.
myself. So, yeah, she's technically like 500.
True.
Older.
Well, 480, but you guys don't know that. Belcax knows that.
But
I mean, she doesn't look a day over maybe 200.
Thank you.
maybe it's Maybelline.
There's no other explanation for how Jennifer Aniston still looks young.
I mean, magic's always an option.
Well, Jennifer Aniston clearly devours the souls of virgins. Like, there's no other explanation for her.
My friend does it by the tears of his fangirls.
Yeah, that's a good approach.
Only I had fangirl.
Worked wonders.
Okay. You've spoken to the mayor, you've entered the city, you've found a place to stay, you've talked to the old crotchety curmudgeon guy. What do you do?
We should probably let the mayor know that we wish to help.
Yeah.
More specifically with his problem, in that it may help us with ours.
Okay,
Do we
so
want to be upfront with the mayor that we're looking for the prince, or no?
What does Gav thinks?
Yes, let's ask Gav. What does he think?
you hear... does anyone speak Elvish?
I don't think I do. Am I?
Nope.
I do.
You do?
Yep.
Okay, so you hear a string of curse words and derogatory statements directed towards the mayor, though he says them in Elvish in hopes that no one else understands, but he shows great disdain for that man.
Oh.
I was going to say we probably shouldn't
Yes,
take him
you are
back to the
right.
mayor. Maybe try to keep him away from him.
Yeah. You want me to stick with him? Keep him here?
Yeah, somebody should keep an eye on him, but does he think we should just straight up... Does he have any reason to believe that telling the mayor we're looking for the prince is a bad idea? I don't know the politics well enough, so... I don't want to...
Perhaps we should ask why he hath this problem with the mayor.
Oh, that we know.
Because the mayor
did-
is clearly in on this.
Mm.
Well, the main problem is the mayor did not was not hugely impressed with his battle brother. So
That what the kids are calling it these days.
Yes.
Gav essentially says along the lines. There's a lot of slips of Elvish thrown in, but essentially says no. That idiot should be more accommodating, since you're looking for someone of royalty and high esteem and genius and natural talent.
not along with that. All right. Well, we're gonna go see what kind of information we can get out of him. Why don't some of us do that, and some of us maybe keep your ear ground here, or I don't know, checking to see if there's other people in town who are willing to talk, or something like that.
Talk to any guards that were on watch that night.
Good idea.
I'll talk to the guards.
Okay.
I'll go with the mayor team.
Okay. So what are the teams?
I'm going to see the guards.
I'll join him.
Okay.
Go to talk to the mayor.
I'll go with Belcax.
Okay. So
Bulgur and Belcax and Cortanas for the mayor, then?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And Bakis and Fenric for the guards.
all right. So we'll take care of the guards first.
Okay.
It's fairly easy. Guards are all about. They seem to be on high alert / always ready right now. So just whoever you want to pick out. It's fairly easy to determine who's a regular guard, who's a little bit higher ranking, though you don't see anyone who's clearly captain.
Yeah, I was going to ask who looks captain-y, but who's the highest ranky looking one on the wall right now?
The one who greeted you at the gates.
Okay. Let's go talk to him.
Sure.
Okay, so he's doing his job. He's standing on the wall. He doesn't see you as you approach.
Oh there, sir!
Oh, hello, travelers.
How goes on the wall today?
You're the most action we've had today.
A good day, then.
Indeed.
We've been asked by, what... Did we ask their names?
No, you did not.
Damn.
Just say you were
We've
asked
been
by the
asked
mayor.
by... Sorry?
Just say you were asked by the mayor.
Yeah. We were asked by the mayor to look into the disappearance of Burr and his kidnapping.
Yeah, real tragic that story is. Good little kid. He used to help out a lot around the town.
Do you know anything about who took him or which direction they went in?
No, we didn't. I mean, it was dark out, and we can't see that great at night outside the town, but...
Insight?
There's probably more here.
Come on, you must have seen something out there.
So, the boys and I, on watch that night, might have taken a break. You know, it gets real tiring, and you know, with these zombies and skeletons walking around that singing, like, you got plenty of time. You don't need to be watching, except for that little kid got out. Don't even know how he got past the wall without us seeing him, but we weren't even looking when we heard the scream.
Did you get up and look when you heard the scream?
Of course.
Did you see who took him then?
It's a bunch of dark silhouettes in the night.
Were they singing?
Indeed not.
Well, which direction were they in?
They were a little bit to the northeast.
And did they leave in that direction, or did they go in a different direction?
That's the last we saw of them.
Alright. I'm going to have Feather start scouting around, starting towards the northeast.
Yeah. Is there anybody else around who was on the wall that night who could tell us something? Who wasn't on break with you?
No, all us boys were playing cards together.
Wonderful.
You know what, though? What's even... I hate to say it, but what's even more important is we start getting some shipments back in. This town's not going to survive much longer without fresh food and fresh swords.
I heard something about bandits in the town that were taking them.
There's been a real plague. They've been ambushing almost all the caravans as of late.
We didn't run into any of them on the road in.
We were actually about to head out tonight. We heard on the winds, as they say, that there's going to be another ambush set up. And
You heard on the winds.
There's a usual shipment that comes in around this time of a month, and we got word from the caravan itself saying that they'd be in soon. So we were going to set up to counter ambush their ambush, if you know what I mean.
That seems sketchy about where he got that info from. Insight on... Oh, I fail that.
You believe every word he said.
Here, let me...
Yeah, I do.
21 on the insight, though, for me.
He doesn't seem to be lying.
Alright.
Damn. Okay. Alright. Perhaps we'll join you. I'll speak with the rest of our group later. Do you know anything about the undead, though, around here?
Not more than how to hit them with a sword. They're just strange singing skeletons and zombies that come walk into our town.
What about the Sorcerer of Jive?
Who?
I'll ask him about Calf and the Shadow Man, too, I guess. See if he knows anything about them.
He doesn't know anything about Calf. You get the same reaction of who? But when you mention the Shadow Man, he laughs out loud and he's like, "The Shadow Man, the guy from the children's tales."
What children's tales?
The Shadow Man.
Splendor Man.
Shadow Man, he comes at night, just he spooks kids, he hides under the bed.
Alright. Apparently you have very different children's tales than we do.
Would I know this tale? How far back does it go?
It's the tale of the boogeyman that's been around forever.
So it's the same Shadow... Wait, so I would have known about Shadow Man from the beginning?
You would have known, like, Shadow Man, Boogeyman, Monster Under the Bed. It's a lot of names that all mean something similar, though there's never been a wanted poster for a fairy tale.
Until now, apparently.
Could just be a title.
Maybe. Ominous sounding title. Thank you very much. I guess we'll go find the rest of the party unless you guys want to ask him some questions.
Well, the rest of the party's with the mayor, and we're going to hop over there now.
Right.
So, you find the mayor in his office, just going over some paperwork. When he
Knocked on the door.
the door swings open.
Wait for him to acknowledge us.
He gives you a little wave, but he doesn't look up.
Your Honor?
Just Mayor Ivan is fine.
Mr. Mayor. Since it looks like we're stuck here for a little longer than we wanted to be anyway, we were hoping that maybe while we're here we might be able to assist you with a problem.
You're going to help us with the caravans? That would be great.
No, before we handle the caravans, we're thinking we might have a more assistance with the disappearances.
I'm sorry, I don't have much to go on for you there, but I'll help any way I can.
It aligns with some of our secondary interests anyway. What can you tell us about them?
I can tell you that they've never abducted someone in broad daylight. So far as I know, they've never taken someone straight out of town. And I know that they always run off in the same general northeast.
Okay, northeast, that's good. Do they always take practitioners? I believe you implied that.
They've only ever taken practitioners, and generally they've been taking the younger ones.
Yes. When you say practitioners, just I have a little talent myself. Is it a particular kind of practitioner, or anyone who uses any sort of magic at all?
Our local Hand of Lathander hasn't ever been threatened. Then again, neither have I. But they haven't taken anyone of a holy persuasion that I know of. From what I hear from the other towns around here, it's only been arcane wielders.
So, Mr.
Inborn
Mayor,
and trained?
No, it doesn't seem like they have a preference between studied and natural talent.
could you give us an idea of the age? What age you mean by the younger variety?
It seems whenever I have a young pupil show promise, they're able to get him first. I think the youngest that went was the most recent one, though before that we had a 16-year-old go too.
Little mental math. So, not quite adults, all apprentices?
Yeah, we've never had any other full-fledged magician besides myself here, but they've been targeting my apprentices in particular just because they're younger and it's what I hear is going on all around.
Okay. Interesting. They all head in generally northeast direction. Always at night. How frequently are these takings happening?
These takings are sporadic at best. It seems like maybe a month after someone shows promise that they attempt to take him.
Oh, Lord. Interesting. We'll look into it. We'll look at Balcax briefly. One of our reasons for coming out in this general area is actually, please don't let this out, but we have some reason we were sent partially to find the location of the prince.
The prince, the one who tried to save the little boy?
Yes.
It's such a shame that he was so foolhardy, but I'm sure Burv appreciated it at the time.
Hopefully we'll be able to get all of them back.
If you do find any of them, we'd be appreciative.
Do you have any reason to believe that's connected to either the undead or the increase in bandit activity?
The bandits did show up around the same time, but the undead seem to be just an unlucky coincidence that they're here too.
Okay. The bandits, I'm not sure how much we'll be able to do about. We just don't have the numbers to scour the woods for large numbers of bandits. Hopefully with the other things out of the way, it'll be easier for you to go up directly.
Well, we appreciate any help you can give us. And if you need anything, let me know.
I look at Balcax. If he has any questions.
Nope. Good for now. But look at Cortanis and ask her if she has any.
No more that I can think of, my lord.
We'll be in touch.
On your way then. So he dismisses you. Yep, you guys walk out. You meet up with the other two who were talking to the city guard.
I fill them in on what we talked about with the mayor.
Is city guard able to give us like a time of day?
For what?
Time of night, I guess, of when the abduction happened.
They from what they gathered, it was like right around midnight, maybe 1.
So, do we want to participate in the counter ambush, or do we just want to see if we can get one of us ambushed, or I mean not ambushed, one of us kidnapped and catch the kidnappers that way?
I have a feeling that because of who they're targeting, it's likely that unless you're a very new practitioner, they probably won't bother. Either because they're not able, or just they're not confident. They don't want to like get a real saucer, lose control for a second, and suddenly be dealing with fireballs all over the place.
All right, so we grab some peasant kid, pretend like he's the one who just learned how to do magic, and wait for him to get kidnapped. What could go wrong?
Well, here's the other issue with that. That might take a month if we try baiting. I don't know. We have that kind of time.
Yeah, I don't think we do.
But I mean, if we just have him like sleep outside, like in the field rather than in the city, maybe it'll go faster.
I was about to say couldn't hurt, but then I realized it totally could.
Well, I mean, we could just start going northeast and see what we find up that way.
That's another option.
Well, hopefully Feather will be
Certainly
back
the
in
more
2 hours.
direct.
Speaking of Feather, he are you seeing through his eyes, or is he just reporting back to you?
He's just scouting around and then reporting back.
Okay, so he won't be back until a little later on tonight then.
Right. I figure he'll be back like early evening.
Is there anything you guys would like to do until then?
Oh, really?
Go back to the inn and drink some more.
If
No,
you practice swings with my axes. Well, this
Yeah.
point didn't go the way I wanted it to.
Vicus is just gonna polish up and make sure he's ready. We might be fighting tonight.
Yeah. Basically
Okay,
preparing
I
I
training.
also want to make sure that we're all watched overnight, so that if any of us do get attempted capture, everyone else can address the scenario.
Well, Belcax is
Right around the
covered.
time.
All
Yeah.
yeah. Toad's covered, but there are other practitioners in the group.
Yeah, I'm sure you can take care of that.
I got you.
Like,
I'll
no
watch the rest
offense,
of you.
just
They're not gonna take.
I've got alarm. It should be fine. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, I kind of vote that we just do the counter ambush tonight. Because, I mean, it's a thing that we already know is going to happen, and we don't know exactly where the bandits are yet. So,
Yeah. Well, the bandits are out in the woods. That's why I was
Yeah.
telling them. I don't think we can do anything
Or,
about
no,
that.
not
'Cause
the
we'd have to
bandits,
hunt
like the
them down.
kidnappers.
And
we
Well,
don't know where the kidnappers are.
right. Well, let's see what
we
Feather
don't
has
know
to say.
exactly how they.
We could always try to capture one and interrogate him.
Right?
Maybe they're related.
Maybe. I mean, this many things popping up around a small town in a short period of time. Got to be some connection between all of them.
Maybe the Sorcerer of Jive is just setting up like a rival school.
Maybe. Then why all the undead, though? I mean, you can't exactly teach undead to use magic.
Well,
So the undead are
it's-
probably just
he's
the practice
kidnapping the
spells.
new practitioners and teaching them how to create zombies.
Huh.
And they're not really trying to take over. They're just trying to start like the most kick-ass drive band that ever existed.
They want like a whole choir of singing zombies.
Yeah, they want, like, the most kick-ass a cappella jive band.
Exactly. And the mayor knows this. He's just jealous because he wanted to create his own choir.
The mayor is not our enemy! Damn it, Menric!
this is turning into the one sailor guy from the one campaign. Random sailor everyone hated for no apparent reason.
Solid.
God, what was his name?
It's like Carl or something, or
Oh, Carl.
Carl!
Fucking threw him off the side of the boat and under the bus.
Best way to deal with that.
it was
To deal with
hilarious.
Carl.
Okay, so you've been discussing it for a couple hours. What's the consensus?
Well, do we have Feather's report yet?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You've been discussing it for a couple hours. When Feather comes back,
Da-da-da.
Sorry. what wonderful timing, right? His report is that though he saw no people in particular, there's a column of smoke coming from the northeast, maybe 3 miles off the road.
Okay.
I will share this with the group.
That almost
That
sounds
gives a
like a
totally new option.
Well,
Just
so
go
the
there
counter
and figure
ambush
out what's
isn't
up.
the counter ambush isn't happening until later, right?
It's probably happening in like 2-ish hours because Feather got back right as the light started to give out.
And the smoke was what, 3 hours away?
Yeah.
I guess we'll do the counter ambush first if anything comes up.
Yeah.
Not we'll deal
I mean,
with.
that may just be the bandit camp from the guys who are doing the ambushing. So,
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if it is just the bandit camp, even then we can probably get information from them about where the other camps are because they would know.
right.
Right, but
Um,
we'll meet up with them in the counter ambush anyway. But then again, if we go to the camp, that could be an opportunity to possibly get some information while they're busy.
Right. Yeah.
How confident are we in the guards' ability to handle the counter ambush?
You have not seen them partake in a fight.
What I'm kind of worried about right now is what if the undead come while we're all, they're going to be leaving some guards behind, right, on the walls?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
From what you gathered during your conversation, it's a small task force that's more meant to get the caravan through than to drive out than to really finish off the bandit ambush.
Right.
'Cause
Okay.
they need the supplies more than they need the bandits dead.
Okay.
Well, what if you had Feather hang back and watch the town to make sure nothing janky happens, and they can come let you know if he does?
Sure, we can do that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, let Feather stick around the town.
Okay.
That still doesn't settle what we're doing.
I'd say just go for the counter ambush for now.
I agree.
I mean,
That's
we
the
can
most
capture a
direct action.
bandit or several. Yeah, we can capture a bandit or several and just take them and just interrogate them as we need to.
Let me make sure before we leave that we got detailed instructions from Feather on where the smoke was.
Right.
Question before we head out: would I be able to get my hands on a warhammer?
No, not even. Any weapons that are left are for militia use only. There's no way that they'd part with one.
All right. I expected that answer, but
You gotta ask. Okay, so as you get the report from Feather and you finish up discussing, the head guard that you spoke to before comes in and goes, "All right, I would need everyone back to their houses." Everyone looks a little bit unnerved, but they start to obey. He goes, "The town guard are going to get a caravan through. We're gonna have supplies!" At which point everyone loses their minds in excitement.
Well, now we have
Like,
to
it
do
is
this and
apparently-
help.
make sure that actually happens.
It's apparently been real rough that they're this excited.
Yeah, sounds like from what the mayor was saying.
We need people to survive if we're gonna help a few more.
Yeah, we definitely need to make sure this works. So,
He looks over to you five and goes, "Hey! You showed interest, are you coming?"
Yeah, we're coming.
Hi.
Alright, we head out. As you exit the inn, there's two other people dressed in guards outfits. They have short swords on their waists and bows on their backs, and they're wearing like shawls over their shoulders, and they have their hoods up. And they're like, "We ready to go?" "Yeah, we're ready."
Yep. Let's go.
So, it doesn't take too long to get to the ambush site. It's maybe like an hour away, but then it becomes a waiting game as you wait for the caravan to approach and you wait for wait for action to happen, essentially. So maybe hour and a half in, you hear the caravan start to come up. You hear the of feet, the clapping of hooves. You hear the wagons. They're not a stealthy bunch, and perception checks all around.
If.
oh my god,
Okay.
I was totally not paying attention to that moment.
That should be for Fenric, not Feather, but yeah, still not good.
Wow, you are so lucky that you have Kratanus right now.
Oh, yeah.
The only one actually paying attention.
She
Always.
notices movement on the other side of the road.
She'll point towards it with one of her swords.
the head guard holds up his hand in a wait signal, like a hold. The caravan gets closer and closer and closer, and then right as they're 30, 35 feet away from you guys, you see bandits pop out specifically. Oh man, where'd my notes go? Specifically, you see 3 bandits pop out of the bushes in front of the cart.
waterfall.
At which point, the captain of the guard gives the signal, and they all start to rush out.
Avery, please turn the light off in the playroom.
All right.
So what do you do?
Go after them.
Try and take one of the bandits out.
Yeah. I'm gonna start shouting at them. Hold!
They look.
Shouting at the bandits, not at the guards.
Yeah. They look perplexed, but no longer surprised.
Damn it.
I'm going to go and use Minor Illusion to make the sound off in the distance of some drive music playing and slowly getting closer.
You see the captain of the guard and his 2 men visibly become scared.
Don't mess with our side.
I'd like to, since they're no longer surprised, roar at them and try to intimidate them, the bandits.
Go for it.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I'm also going to whisper to the captain of the, or whatever of the guard, that it's okay. It's just an illusion.
Your roar is fierce and deep and mighty, and it surely inspires fear into 2 of the 3 bandits.
That's my lord.
And they're, what, a few feet away from us?
They're on the other side of the road, so like 20-ish feet.
Okay.
And
I'd like to try.
With a battle roar, Cortanas wants to go after them.
initiative.
Oh, yeah.
Can I try and persuade them to give up before initiative, or
No.
no? Okay.
There was already a roar.
It looks I might be. Oh no, of course not.
It's my goal to run first into every fight and get taken down first. It's my job.
I mean, actually, Ikus isn't really okay with that.
2 for
like,
2 so
no.
far.
It's my job to protect people, not Joe's.
At this point, the captain of the guard sees that the bandits have faltered slightly, and he rushes the caravan forward. Run through! Run through! Men on me! And he and the caravan start to go forward, the 3 of them hugging around the sides, making sure that the bandits don't get to it. Krajanos, what do you do?
Gonna rush the closest bandit with blades drawn.
You do those things.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The first one will hit, though he does not go down.
Let's start.
Okay. Ikus?
I'm gonna make that persuade check to try and get them to lay down their weapons.
Okay.
Yell at them, Hold, bandits! Will you not stay the course and step aside? Poor people need these supplies. And I'm going to roll persuade. And I do a really shitty job.
I was even going to give you advantage.
Oh.
Oh man. Okay.
Thank you.
I guess they disregard me.
They give you a sneer, indeed.
So be it. I rush the nearest one. Does persuasion take up an action, or?
I think actively doing it does, but
Okay.
let me check.
I'll get those too, but I figured I'd ask.
Don't worry, we'll stab him in the fucking face.
Yeah, if it doesn't, I'm gonna stab him.
In the face.
Okay, I can't find it right now. I'm going to say it does and then look up the rule after the session.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm just gonna charge the nearest bandit.
Did
and
Gav
then
stay
do not-
back?
Yeah, Gav is in town.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm chilling next to Kratanos, and I end my turn.
Okex.
Since would seem to be able to frighten two of them, I'd like to, try to persuade them to lay down their arms. And while I'm kind of yelling this at them, little flicks of fire are kind of coming out of my nostrils.
Go ahead and do so with advantage.
Oh yeah.
Aw, yeah. The two who were originally intimidated by you drop their weapons, but the other one does not. They're not. They haven't turned tail yet. They haven't had a chance to go, but weapons are dropped.
Is that the one I stabbed?
Yeah, the one you stabbed dropped his weapon.
I'm assuming it would take a full action to start tying people up.
Indeed.
All right, then that'll be the end of my turn.
Fulgrim.
I will charge the one who hasn't dropped his weapon. I'll cast text before I do, but I will be attacking non-lethally. Battle axe.
6 will
Never
not
mind.
hit.
Too much going on.
I know. Dragons
But there
roaring.
is an angry dwarf in his face.
With dragons roaring and stuff, like, you can't be expected to hit during this. Venric.
I'll go tie up one of the ones that dropped their weapons with some rope. Just like tying their hands and stuff.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
That's gonna be bad. Oh wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. So he cannot resist, and you do eventually get his hands, though it takes a full round to do so.
Sure.
At which point, we come upon their turn, and the one who didn't drop his weapon goes, "Boys! Get up! It's one of them magic users we were supposed to get. Fuck the cart!"
Oh.
That answers that question.
At which point, rage.
The oatmeal thickens.
At which point, having heard this, the leader of the three guards goes, Go through, no! And the caravan and the three others take off with it. As they're taking off, they're like, "You look like you got this under control!"
See ya!
I mean, to be fair, we pretty much do.
Yeah, we really do. Unless more of them come out of the bushes.
Why would you say that?
I don't know.
Give the DMs ideas.
It's strange.
All of a sudden.
A whole bunch of them were just about to come out of the bushes.
Damn it!
Who would have thought?
Alright, Katanas. You have one bound and one without weapon.
Is the one without weapon still scared?
Yeah, he's still terrified. And
The
then,
moment she heard, like, the one guy yell about a magic user, she's going after that guy.
okay, that is the one who is neither tied nor scared.
Yeah.
He does
So
have a
she's-
dwarf on him.
Yes.
Yep. So.
So he's encumbered?
Oh. Fuck that guy in particular.
Fuck that guy in particular.
Yeah.
Lethal or non-lethal?
I'm gonna go non-lethal on this one because we need more information. And she heard him say that.
Okay, so you give him one slash across the chest, and then hit him with the hilt of the other one. He just goes down.
Kerr. Just
I guess.
Okay. I'm going to grapple the other one and try and tie him up.
Strength check.
Strength or athletics?
Athletics, sorry.
Okay.
I say strength because it doesn't make a difference for them.
Right.
You are able to do so.
Okay, sweet. I tie his ass up and sit him on the ground next to his buddies.
Alright, you have one unconscious fellow and two fellows who are tied up.
Okay.
Tie up the unconscious one.
Cortana is tying up, yeah. Yeah, helping that.
Okay. So the two who are conscious are just like given the frightened, just, no, don't, please don't.
Stop!
Please stop. Don't hurt us.
All right, friend. We won't hurt you if you tell us what you know.
Know about what?
Who is it that you work for that wants you to capture magic users?
What do you, I don't know what you mean.
Cortanus is gonna aid in the intimidation and that. She's gonna be bad cop.
We don't.
Icus just slaps him. Don't lie to us.
Ah, please stop.
Tell me the truth. Who are you working for?
Who does number 2
Oh
work
my god! I can't persuade people for shit!
for? Cortanus is gonna point one of her blades at his throat and just gonna stare him down. It's answer his question. She's gonna try intimidation.
He immediately starts crying upon your 17 and 21. Cannot get out words through the babble that is coming out of his mouth right now.
I'll slap him again. Talk sense, man!
It does not help with the crying. The one who is not crying is like, oh, wait, stop.
Will you tell me what I want to know?
We work for Josiah. He's just our leader.
Is Josiah this one? The one in the middle? I point to the one in the middle.
He gives a chortle. No! Josiah's at the hideout.
Where's the hideout?
Would that be, and then I'm going to mention the area that Feather pointed out.
His face goes cold. All the color drains. Like, oh shit, how'd you know?
We have faith.
All the guards left.
This is why you shouldn't lie to us.
Mm.
Okay. Josiah got a letter, and for a couple months now, we've been told to find and take magic people. So this village has been pretty easy and chock full, so we've just been staying nearby. We take them to the hideout, and then a couple days later, Josiah takes him and don't hit me. He gives them away for gold.
Gives them away to who?
I don't know. He doesn't tell us.
Inside. There we go.
This dude would lie to you, but he's not right now. He's practically shitting his pants.
Okay, cool.
So
I
is that
believe in
leader
that.
awake yet?
Acceptable reaction.
No, that leader's still unconscious. He took a mighty blow.
Yeah.
unless someone does something to like get him up, he's going to be out for a little while.
Yeah. We already know he's not Josiah. So. Are there any other hideouts besides the one up there?
I mean, yeah, of course. There's lots of hideouts, but I mean, I don't know what they all are. They all have individual leaders. We just follow Josiah.
Should we take him back to town? Should we take them back to town and then
We should
go
take
see
all of them.
Josiah?
I feel like we should go see Josiah first.
I don't want to have to haul these guys around.
Yeah, I don't want to have 3.
I mean,
Tied
I
up.
don't either. But if we go back to town and then come back, that's going to be 5 hours.
Well, we
Like, I feel like by
Don't
that
we have to
time,
go
like
back
the
to-
bandits are going to notice that something's like
It was only an
wrong
hour
with
to
their
get here, though.
ambush. It was. I thought it was 2 hours to get here, and then another hour past here to their hideout.
It was an hour to get here, then you laid in wait for about an hour and a half.
Okay.
so is
So it'll
the,
only be 3 hours then.
So, yeah.
wait, so is it
But
back
if we
towards
take them
town? Is
with
it on
us-
our way?
No, if you go towards the hideout, it is away from town.
Okay.
I'd just rather not have to worry about one of these 3 getting loose and coming up behind us.
I mean, I agree, but I mean,
And I don't want to just like murder them in cold blood here, so.
we don't have to murder them. We can just knock them out.
Cortanus is
on our
already
way
like
back.
kind of.
Not for nothing. Well, the other thing too is what if the undead or an owlbear come along then, and you know, it's,
Yeah, we can't just leave them out in the open. I say we take them back to town.
That'd be my vote.
Hmm.
and it does
Second.
since we have a lead on where with the disappearances, and we know where at least one of the hideouts is, and we know how to find more of them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Even if that one doesn't pan out, so
Let's just do it as quickly as possible.
yeah, we'll move.
Actually,
We'll move at a good clip, but yeah.
Let's start walking, but while we walk, I want to ask the dude who's been talking, have you seen the prince?
Prince, please, we abduct magic users, not nobility.
The nobility one was a magic user.
Do you
Oh,
know what the prince looks like so we could describe it to him?
We should.
We should.
you know generally what he looks like. If you had Gav, he'd be able to describe in much more detail. But
Well, thing we're going back to the town so we can get Gav to describe him. Yeah, I'm sure Gav knows every detail about the prince.
Every
Well then.
detail.
Every
As soon
birthmark.
as we get close enough to the town for me to communicate with Feather, I want him to go back to the hideout to keep an eye on them if they try to escape
okay.
before we get there.
Can he also do recon, like give us numbers that he sees?
Possibly, but we'd have to get close enough for me to talk to him again. Like, there's a limit to how far we can talk to each other with.
Right.
And the more important thing is if they start moving, we need to know that as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Right. So if they start moving, he's going to follow them and then report back.
Okay. You guys make it to the city with no hardships, right? As you get there, Mayor Ivan is already waiting, and you can see he is delighted that his town finally has supplies, but there's also something else brooding on his face as he sees these culprits.
Insight what it is.
As I dump the guy on the ground, anyone you know? In the ship?
You know it is pure, unadulterated rage.
So he does know them.
And you guys didn't want to kill them.
It
Friends of yours?
is. He spits on them. He goes, "No, these are scum." At which point he gestures to the guards and they set him up. You notice that over on the left-hand side of the town square, which was clear before,
Gallows.
they have set up a series of poles.
Wait, what? As
Uh,
in gallows?
no, as in, like,
Oh, burning
very,
up a
very,
steak.
yeah, kind of. That looks like the setup.
No, they can't do that.
The guard, as he's tying him up, he goes, "Mayor, please reside over." He walks forward. He goes, "You men, what do you know of my stolen apprentices?" They look fearful, but no one says anything as of yet.
Let's tell them what we know, what we've heard from them. Like they've already told
He's
us.
just getting rid of the witnesses. That's all he's doing.
Okay, so I assume you burst out with everything that he told you back on the road?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mayor Ivan turns and looks at you and goes, "You know where the hideout is?
A pretty good idea.
Do you know how many there are of them?"
We do not.
Not yet.
And you said that they sell off my apprentices for money?
That is the way they phrased it.
Did they sell off the most recent two?
I look at the prisoners.
Did they?
Thou
I'm
better
sure they can
answer
hear
him.
that. Yeah.
They turn around. He turns around and his voice booms with a magical thunder. "Did you sell the most recent two?" One of the one who was talking to you before just absolutely loses his mind and goes to crying again, and the other one who was talking to you is like, no, we didn't sell them yet. We didn't sell them yet. That happens soon, but it hasn't happened yet.
Go.
Ivan just absolutely furious looks at the one who's just sobbing uncontrollably and goes, "No answers is unuseful," and he bursts into flames.
No, he can't do that to them.
Is it real
wanna
fire
go
or an
over-
illusion?
You can smell this is real.
Ooh.
He's just getting rid of the witnesses. I told you he was evil.
In the background, you hear just screams of absolute torturous pain, but Ivan goes on as if nothing's, no noise is being made at all.
Can we do something about this?
Describe two that you have.
Can prestidigitation put it out?
It can snuff out a campfire, so not quite, but a couple castings might be able to. Like, you could press digitation to make it smaller, then again to make it smaller still, and then again to like put it out.
I was thinking more doing something to stop him, less than stop the fire, but okay. We can do some coordinated...
Well, not without, like, tackling them to break concentration.
I'll do that. I'll go for a grapple check / tackle on him.
I'll support Icus.
I'll start casting prestidigitation to try to put him out.
I will help
Athletics
Tax
check
with that.
to knock him over.
Okay, as he's totally not expecting this to happen, so you catch him completely unawares. You knock him to the ground. The fire is still going, and all the guards immediately rush over and start tearing you off of him. At which point there are like 6 guards, 2 on each of you 3 that were trying to help assault the mayor, and Ivan gets up, brushes off his robes. "Those is 2 too. Where's that other one?" At which point they bring Gav forward from the inn as well. He doesn't know like where to be more mad at right now. Just I'll deal with you in a minute. He goes
You
back.
can't do this to
Wait,
them.
wait. Cortana is gonna yell, "Both sides stop! We have a bigger problem right now that needs to be dealt with now, and that is the bandits in the camp."
I'm going to go
That
ahead and
needs to be
use
done quickly.
minor illusion to create these sounds of a very large number of zombies doing their jive thing off in the distance.
At which point, it's insight to look through it, and they have to inspect it. All right. So at which point, all the guards immediately let go and go to battle stations, and Ivan looks at you, and he's just like, "Oh, men
It's
back here!"
actually an investigation, not an insight, by the way.
He shouts to his men to get back here, but they're all on the wall anyway, knowing what that sound means.
There, you're too angry. Your anger is righteous, but it's not. It's misplaced.
Our time is growing short. We need to focus on the bandit camp.
He
Burn anybody, then you can
Throw
come
them
there
in a
with
box. Throw them in a box. Send what you can spare. We'll go deal with the bandits now. Now's not the time for justice. Now's the time for action. Now's the time for dealing with the situation as it stands.
Not sure burning people alive without a trial really counts as
That's
justice.
not justice. That's
Well,
just
here's
him getting vengeance.
the point is, he shouldn't be dealing with them at all.
Yes.
We've got the
We're throwing them
information,
in
we got the
jail
camp.
and dealing with the problem at hand, which is the rest
Stick
of
them
the
in a
group.
box,
and the
then
missing
go deal
people.
with the actual outbound bandits who are still out there.
Captain. At which point, an individual who you haven't seen before comes out, and he's wearing full plate, and he has two swords on either side, and helm with a visor that's down. Having heard you all say this about boxing and not burning them alive at the stake right now, he yells to the captain, "Take them away! Seal them up! Give them air holes to breathe and nothing else!" The captain gives a curt nod and shoulders the two who weren't burned and takes them off to the west side of the city, so far as you know. The one who was burned isn't moving at all so far.
Are we still in Semshan, or are we in the country to the south?
Yeah, you are in the country to the south.
Okay.
Esfen here.
Isn't that where our Gav is from? Or is he from somewhere else?
He's warded, so yeah.
He is the ward of Mirkol, which is the next one to the left, not the one to the south.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Cardonis is going to point one of her blades towards the northeast and saying, "That's where we need to go right now." Right now.
Yeah, let's go.
Ivan looks at you all. I want my apprentices! And flames.
Then come with us, you old bastard!
You see flames, for reason that you don't understand, just burst in the middle of the air all around you. It's like something has imploded within him, and it's being shown externally as bursts of giant ass fire.
Can we make like a knowledge
this
check
guy's-
what the hell's going on with him?
Yeah, Arcana check if you want.
I feel like this guy is just having problems, and we need to take care of him the old-fashioned way.
Pretty much the same, yeah.
Probably.
Just
Here, hold
calm
on.
him down, focus that anger in a usable direction.
23 for Arcana.
Okay,
Like
so
wild magic.
I guess you know that it's magic. Fulgrim, you know that it's magic, but it's probably not warlock magic. Belcax, you think it's magic, and then Venric, you're like, okay, this is some arcane nonsense. How is he doing this without components or any of the spells that I know? Like any of the verbal components of spells that I know. This isn't right so far as you're concerned with arcane magic, but it's definitely arcane.
Maybe some sort of innate spell casting. which means
Clearly,
he's
he's
not-
feeding on the magic of his apprentices, and that is why he's concerned.
We do not have time for this.
Okay, let's go.
We can deal with him on the way.
We have
All
a friend assist
the more
to save.
reason for him to help us get the prince back. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
He looks at you all. He's like, "Fine, we leave. We leave now. Men on me!" As you
I'd
know,
also like to point out that he knew immediately that the drive was fake. I think he's the sorcerer of drive.
He might be. Getting
Eight.
I haven't technically ruled that out.
8 guards show up behind him, and you see some staying behind to protect the city, but you know this is a large portion of their force. He goes, "We march now!" And
Okay.
he
Go.
starts to storm off. All of his guards in tow.
Right.
And that is where we end our session tonight.
Da-da-da.
Awesome.
So, we head to the wrap up. What did you guys think of the session today?
Oh my god, the mayor is an asshole.
I told you guys! Nobody listens to me!
That was an excellent session.
Thank
Yeah, that was awesome.
Hmm.
Yes. Very good.
So much fanfiction.net.
Glad you all
We
enjoyed
had
it.
shenanigans. We had we had a couple good combats, good quick ones too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did the combat feel good? Was it significantly challenging for you guys?
The owl bear was about right for firsties.
I did get
and
knocked
the
out, so
zombies-
it is challenging.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with firsties is like every monster that isn't like a goblin will one-shot you.
Yeah.
There just aren't
Yeah.
a lot of options that don't have that ability because of the way the game balance math works.
You know, first level's kind of a shitty time to be a 5e character.
But that's okay. As soon as we gain a couple levels, that problem goes away real fast.
Yeah.
But like,
about
yeah,
like
CR3
the
is
top
not
stage issue.
2 levels above us; it's 3 times our level. So, but solo is also a lot weaker than it should be. So
Yep.
that was fine. But the zombies was a good. The zombies and skeletons, that was a good fight.
Yeah.
And the bandits weren't really a fight. That was just a slaughter.
Oh yeah.
The bandits were a different kind, or yeah, were not really a combat encounter, despite
Yep.
the fact that we swung a couple times.
Right. So you leave off, heading towards the bandit hideout. And for announcements,
Announcements.
Level 2?
yes.
Yay!
I can do things now!
Me too.
Woohoo! Get invocations,
Technically do an extra
more than
thing,
one
I think.
spell.
Man, I get my fighting style, I get spells, I get divine smite.
All good stuff.
Yeah, I get all my paladin-y things at level 2.
Alrighty. That's the only announcement I had. But as for feedback, is this the kind of campaign you guys were looking for? Are the plot hooks interesting, etc.?
The plot's going
It's
great.
pretty good so far.
I think I got a little bit too much on the silly side in the middle there.
Yeah.
I think we might want to tone that down a little bit.
Yeah, I can do without Gav, without
Okay,
someone
Gav.
silly. I'm fine with gay Gav, he's just getting silly.
Yeah.
He's all like, yeah, Senpai noticed me.
To be fair, we're all silly in some way.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
was that our own doing though?
A little silly, just a little silly is good, but there's a limit, so. Be
Somebody did
mindful
flirt
of that.
back with him.
That's true.
I don't
I put part of the blame on that guy.
Icus doesn't understand what the wink was. He intentionally did not go for sly wink. He was like really super obvious. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Say no more.
It's as good as a week. Say no more, say no more.
Alright, gang. Well, that's all I had for us tonight. I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you next Monday.
Alrighty, see you then.
Good night.